I don't know what the vibes are today. But...
There you go. Hello.
Hi. Welcome to Demigods Going Platinum here on Happy Jack's RPG. This is session 1 of the new campaign. There's no session 0, no need to go look for that. We did it in private, in secret, even on the internet. We are, so to find all future sessions of the game, you could go to happyjacks.org/ what do we have? Going Platinum is the name of the...
Yes, go ahead.
Yep, okay. And you can or go to happyjacks.org/shows for anything and everything we've ever done here. It's awesome. I am the herald of this campaign. My name is Jason. I also wrote the game, and I could do what I want. So the also Kimi was very kind to give me this like slot of time in the calendar because we're gonna get like a tight 4 or 5 episodes in, and by the end of February, this book should be for sale on DriveThruRPG. So it's gone out to Kickstarters, which they all very helpfully pointed out several typos that had made it through the process. So we're tightening all that up. But yeah, that's going out soon, and I will be shouting that from the hilltops. If you would like to go to probably okgames.com, you can sign up for my newsletter and be alerted right away if you miss the Kickstarter, right away when that goes for sale. So I appreciate all the love and support I've gotten for this, especially from Happy Jacks listeners. The Kickstarter would not have been half as successful without the Happy Jacks fan base. So thank you for everything that you've done for my game. This is also, let's see, I don't have specific content warnings yet because we don't know what these characters are going to get up to, but this is like a M for mature style game, right? We're not going to be getting too gory or like deep in the sex scenes, but just worth noting, we use salty language because we're grown-ups and that shit happens. So just be aware, it's probably not for all ages. We have our safety tools behind the scenes here. I'm not necessarily going to list all of our lines and veils for you, but we use lines and veils, and I think you should too. We also have a subtle X card here to let us know if something needs to move on. For my players, if you need to use the X card and I don't notice it right away, please get my attention. It's important to me that we take care of that. At most, I will ask you what exactly needs to be removed from the game. I'm not going to ask why. No one should ever. In any circumstance, but that's our use of safety tools, and we have a number of players. I'm going to start with Kimi and save our brand new friend the best for last. So, Kimi, that means if you go first.
Rude.
Yes, we're always excited to have new friends. So, my name is Kimi. I go by she, her. Today I'm going to be, for the next campaign, I'm finally in a Demigods campaign playing the warrior. I know, very sought after. Everyone's like, why have you never played like the one that is basically you? And her name is Bella Markadakis, and she is a daughter of Nike, and she is also the lead singer of our band. And she plays guitar a little bit, but it's more for like rhythm and just to look cool. She likes it. It's also her axe, technically. So she likes to have it close.
And an axe is an axe is an axe.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And she also goes by she, her.
All right.
My name is Eli. I go by he, him. And I'm playing Anders Larson, the DJ. He is the son of the all-knowing algorithm. So it's going to be fun to know everybody's streaming habits.
Oh, no.
Super duper.
Yep. And I think we decided the algorithm was part of our media pantheon.
No, I thought we said science.
Oh, it is science pantheon. Yeah, that we went back and forth on that a bunch. I know I wrote down an answer, but I couldn't remember what I put. So
I'm glad one of us did.
Yeah, the science pantheon and the media pantheon are a couple things I wrote up for the Demigods rulebook, which you can check out on DriveThruRPG soon. No, sorry, I've stopped doing that now. It feels so gross.
Demigod?
I'm bad at this. I'm the worst salesperson who has ever existed. What do you play for the band?
I'm the DJ.
Oh,
so
right.
Electronics. I think he knows some of the instruments, but not good enough to be all like, hey, I'm super out there.
Sure.
But he likes pushing buttons.
Awesome.
Is that shots fired? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Hi, I'm Clara. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Micah Khan, the bassist of our band, daughter of the Monkey King. And this is also using the Trickster playbook. I realized as Kimi said it, I'm also sort of playing a playbook that it was like, it's weird you haven't done this yet.
Yeah, have you not played a trickster before?
Never played a Trickster.
That
I've
is
always
astounding to me.
I always start wanting to play a Trickster, and then someone else, like, the vibe comes out, and I'm like, I kind of want to do this instead. So this
Okay.
is the first time the stars aligned.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because I associate you, and I mean this in a nice way. Sometimes it's a pejorative. I think of you as the Chaos Goblin at the table. Okay, but I mean that in the loveliest way possible. But you're also playing the Chaos Goblin playbook now, whereas normally it's tempered against okay, Clara is the Chaos Goblin, and this playbook or character sheet is not. And now it's both things. Will they cancel each other out? Will they multiply? Will they be raised to the power of chaos?
Yeah,
or
rumors
love?
of my chaotic nature have been greatly exaggerated, I think. It's not me, it is my dice.
I thought you were going to say...
It's bad.
I thought you were going to say, it's not me, it's my type. Oh, well, yeah. You summoned a chaos type. Super effective.
Weak against order.
And last and most certainly best...
It is so lovely to be here. Hello, my name is Alex. I use he, him, and they, them pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Teo Markovich for the duration of this campaign. Very, very excited. Teo uses he, him pronouns and is a Reaper playbook. Also a son of Morana, who is a Slavic goddess of rebirth and winter seasonal kind of stuff.
I was so excited when you posted. I was like, oh,
I'm
so good.
very, very thrilled since I have some sort of Polish-Russian background myself. And Teo is the bassist of
All
our
right.
little group.
All right.
Sorry, not bassist, drummer. I'm stealing your line.
Drummer.
Yes, drummer.
Clara
I'm
plays
the
bass.
only one.
Yeah, okay.
It's okay, I can't keep rhythm.
All right.
That's what I'm here
Exactly.
All right, hold on. I need to double check my character names here. So, Kimi, you're playing
Bella.
Bella. Some of these character names literally came in today, friendly audience.
That is true.
Naming things is hard.
Eli Anders.
I did my homework twice for this game.
You
I know
did.
you did.
You've been on top of it the whole time.
Yeah.
Micah, and I did
Micah.
not do my homework.
No, but we had Micah sooner, and then Teo.
Yes,
Okay,
Teo.
got it.
Mine was literally the last one. I was like typing the name tag. I'm like, I need a name because I'm typing the name tag right now.
And
Yeah.
what is Bella's last name again?
Markadakis.
The spelling's in Slack later if you're...
I was gonna say I started
Cool.
spelling it and gave up.
It's
about
a very
halfway
Greek.
through.
It's a very Greek name.
I just kept
spelling.
writing
Yeah.
letters.
I glanced over at Alex's thing, like let me
My
see your
handwriting
homework.
is illegible.
Yeah, no, I know
Lovely.
it. So I can't cheat on him. I can only cheat on him anymore.
We are a perfect team. This is a well suited. Love it. Okay, so the game we're playing, Demigods, has some things to do. We will do a review of our character creation stuff that we did. So what I want to do is, okay, so we got your names, we got your pantheons and that kind of information. One of the things we want to review right now is your bonding, right? The thing that brought you all together as a group. So normally in the mythos of the demigods world, gods can't come to the earthly plane because they'll start warping reality around them. They can come briefly and perhaps make an agreement to have a child with somebody in whatever format that looks like for them, whatever. And that is fine. They can be here for a little while, but they can't stay because it gets weird. That's why they want to have demigods in their family and on the earthly plane. By the same token, demigods are not supposed to work together. The lowercase d, demigods. Because their combined efforts, their fates will create the, gravitational effects of a god's powers and cause a lot of problems.
Big bad news.
Right. So the fact that the four of you are able to work together is notable. It is unique. It has never happened in the history of humankind that a group of demigods has been able to cooperate like this. Plenty of demigods in the world exist and have hench thems. Just came up with that word right now, and I'm happy with it.
I like it.
I like it.
Yep, I made a good choice. They may have monsters in their service. They, all kinds of things, right? There's every mythos is available here. But they don't work with other demigods because it causes problems. A few times that's happened. We could probably note, big notable points in history where, things really turned or changed. We're like, well, that's what happens when demigods get together and they don't get to stay here much longer. But there's a mechanic in the game that also explains why we don't have 1,000-year-old demigods in the world. It's your ascendance move. So if you use your ascendance move 3 times, your character must retire to your pantheon's plane of existence because you're now too divine to exist on the earthly plane. You're ascending to godhood. And so do most demigods in the course of their time here. So that is how that has been superseded by whatever bizarre twist of fate that happened when the 4 of you came together to fight the forces of evil. The fates decided, you know what? Let's tie this together. Let's put a little something in here to prop this up and see what happens when their fates work out together. And that created your spindle. Is typically a place in demigods, like the place that you fought to defend, or the place you happen to fight in to defend a thing or person or honor, I guess. Question?
Based on what our spindle is, I'm like, did we steal a van?
Well, there was a tour bus. And so this group's spindle is a tour bus. It is a mobile spindle. So that'll be something we want to incorporate. And so that's worth noting. But the scene that we're quickly zooming in on in the past, about a year ago, is not the 4 of you together, but the 4 of you we get a montage of the 4 of you each with your individual bands from last year's Battle of the Bands competition, which turned out to be a little bit more literal than anyone was expecting. But I would like to go around and ask everybody for just a brief montagey look at what your old band looked like, what it was made up of. What, was it tense? Was it awesome? Was it too laid back? What was the situation there? And so what have we left behind? Does anybody want to jump out of the gate on that one? You have a really good idea of what your band looked like, your old band. This is your band now.
Yeah.
I have an idea and it's kind of dumb, but you know what? Let's go with it because it's live. So the original band had gotten together. We'd all known each other since we were kids. And we were all like the kind of the kind of kids who all took like piano lessons together and stuff. We're like, we're not gonna do that anymore. We're gonna do cool music, and had none of the vibe to go with it. So we just like really couldn't get our shit together as a cohesive unit because none of us had ever really learned to work together. But like, think a bunch of dweeby nerds who've just learned who are like trying to do cool.
Right, because you had like somebody who played piano and clarinet and the cello. Right?
Yeah,
then,
it was like we all met in orchestra
Right.
and we're like, we should do a band, do cool music that our parents won't let us do.
Yeah.
And like we've been together from that.
And it worked out great.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so as are you a late teen or early 20?
I mean, we're all like we've been together since, but like I think I want to push towards mid 20s, early 20s.
I should double check. I think it's on the Muses playbook, but did anyone do take a gift from another playbook and take celebrity and or wealth onto their playbook? No? Okay, that's fine. It's important to know. If somebody is famous, I want to know now.
You gotta tell me if you're famous.
Yeah, you do. It's legally, you're required to tell me.
How many advancements we were took?
Two
Okay.
advancements. A reminder, everyone should take 2 advancements on your character sheet.
Yep.
So we can just jump in
Yeah.
with both feet. That's why you have to take 2, both feet. Not everyone has 2 feet, but what are you going to do?
Sometimes
Yeah.
we can have feet for everyone.
Yep.
I have picked a very fun one, and I'm very excited about it.
The what?
I took the Beastmaster.
Oh, cool. All right.
Ah,
Good
So-
times.
that's very
Teo's
good.
got some guys. He
Well-
brought some guys with him.
Alex, you got the teacher to look at you.
Yeah.
What was your band like from last year?
Okay, so Teo was part of sort of an indie spoken word garage punk band,
Yep.
which was mostly poetry over music, like no synth, no electronics. You can't find recordings of the band anywhere. They never recorded anything. It was always just like beat poetry on the fly
Taking
kind
stage
of thing.
damage.
It was called That's a Great Name for a Band,
Yeah.
which we screen printed onto t-shirts. And it was also Teo was the only one who had a motorcycle, but it was like motorcycle themed. So everyone else had like dropped off by their parents, and then Teo showed up in the motorcycle, and we put the motorcycle in front of the stage.
That's
Um,
fantastic.
I don't know if your band would have gotten this far, but the acronym of That's a Great Name for a Band happens to be Tagnafab. So,
He has a Tagnafab tattoo, actually.
yeah.
Oh
okay.
no, you got the tattoo already.
And all of them are dead.
Oh, God.
yeah.
Okay, well, we'll find out why in a minute.
Yes.
Eli.
I think that Anders was by himself,
Oh, okay, just DJing it up.
just DJing it up. I think I actually just took wealth, so now I'm telling you,
Oh,
per
okay.
law.
Okay. Now, in Demigods, wealth is like not just rich, right? It is like gross, like private jet. You probably own an island, like
Yeah.
Our Daphne.
yeah, fine, but just worth noting. Like I want to make sure you know the context of
Yeah.
that, because in general, as Demigods, like if you guys need stuff, you tell me. Do you live in a tent in the park? That's fine. Do you have an apartment downtown? Do you have a nice house? Right? Like it's not really germane to the Demigods plot lines, but when somebody has like a private jet with a pilot on standby and just like that level of access, it's an important detail. So this probably was your tour bus that was
Oh, yeah.
wildly unnecessary for a single DJ and a couple roadies.
I feel like he had a tour bus, but then it got exploded during the combat. So he just kind of came up and is like, I'll get around to it.
Okay.
Get around to replacing it.
Well, the tour bus in that fight became your spindle. So either it regenerated or it wasn't totally destroyed.
No, but
or-
his just tour bus, like it's not the spindle. It's just his tour bus.
his old tour bus
Yeah.
got exploded. Okay.
Or maybe he didn't have a tour bus because I think his wealth came from doing shows
Okay.
and doing like kid shows. And, Sweden is a land of pop. So, and nobody knows who the artists are that make all the music.
Yeah.
So
Did
that's
they
what he's.
pick up one of your jingles for like an advertisement or something?
Oh,
And you
yeah.
got that crazy
Yeah, like
ad money?
Bluey.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And then it was a Super Bowl commercial and it just, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So up until now, could we say you had like a whole dead mouse thing where like nobody had seen your face and then like sometime during this year there was like a big media campaign. You're like, hey, guess what, everybody? Or maybe nobody knows your face still. If you wear a helmet on stage, then that's okay too.
Do we know you're rich?
Yeah, you would know.
Probably hard not to know.
Yeah.
That's true, but like, it's like okay, so that famous DJ who wrote the Keys jingle is now in this band. Is it like that, or is it like so and so did the jingle?
It's like somebody wrote Britney Spears. Name that person. I can't. Right?
Yeah.
But they're super rich.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
cool. I love that.
Cool.
I think Bella has been through a large number of bands. She like
A sample platter. If
yeah,
you will.
exactly. And I think it's been like a whole different myriad of different types and styles. Like there's country and there was like metal and there's all these things. And, as a daughter of Nike, she has to be the best. And every time a band was not the best, forget it. And she just like would like storm off or leave or so she's just
But not a diva.
not a diva.
No,
just
she's a winner.
yeah, she's always. Those are very different. Thank you. She's looking for someone who could live up to her and her sirens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I broke Jason. And so I feel like there's like this string of X bands.
Okay, it's important to explain the sirens at this point. The sirens are not like audio trick that we play on stage. You have 3 backup singers.
Yeah. So one of the moves I took was reinforcements. So it allows me to contact my pantheon and request support. I can use them in fights, but for our thematic purposes, they are literal sirens who look
Yes.
like they look human to mortals. To demigods and other people who look really close who have powers, it's like, oh, she's half bird. So, and there's like 2 who present very, very stereotypical, like pop appearing female. One has dark hair, one has blonde hair. And then there's one that's a very like himbo, like
Fantastic.
Yeah. So, and he's got like bright red hair that's like kind of curly.
I don't know if this is an oxymoron, but I'm picturing a himbo David Bowie.
Like buff David Bowie, but
Yeah.
redheaded.
Oh no! I hope this doesn't awaken something in me.
Honestly, you were like buff redhead, and I'm like any character that. I just,
Yeah, there's a lot. And it's
I
fine.
immediately pictured him in the shortest shorts known to man.
Yeah.
How many abs? How many?
They're like
abs does he
sometimes a kilt, but I think that's just me. I don't think that's my character. I think that's just me putting that in
have? Or
there.
like any character out on his plane. How many abs?
Yeah,
does he have?
exactly. And they just like are just ridiculously attractive to the point like when they're singing backup, people are like, why are they singing backup? Like, what? They're beautiful. They're amazing.
Unreasonably hot.
Yeah, super hot. But just don't get too close. They like raw meat.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Like sirens in the classical Greek sense, who lured sailors to their doom so they could eat them. Like,
Oh no, chat came up with him Bowie.
Yeah.
That's real good.
It's real good.
Super good. I wanted to blurt it, but I
this is so good.
So good.
God damn it.
So, yeah, so, and they are also the cattiest, bitchiest bitches ever. And I feel like that's how it starts, is they also like sowing a little bit of discord in my life. So they'll just be like, you know, Bella, like, that drummer just can't keep up with you. Like, and they still, like, not you, no, not in this band, but like in the
Rude.
previous bands,
Gotcha,
they
gotcha,
start
gotcha.
like talking a little shade on the band members. Oh, you know, I feel like, you know, the fiddler just like it doesn't capture, like it competes too much with your singing. So it's like that's the kind of the start of like each band breaking up.
Yep. Love it. Okay.
Nick.
So there was a moment from last year's Battle of the Bands in which there some strife broke out. Now there was some sort of supernatural component to this, and certainly your bands had their own tensions, and there was a competition, and a lot of stuff was going down. But something erupted in this competition, right? Whether it was some god who was annoyed that they weren't consulted or invited to the party, or a supernatural disaster of some kind spurred on for some reason. But the 4 of you had the opportunity to put your heads together and solve that problem. So I'm wondering if we have just as a brief aside, how did we get here? This is not your beautiful house. What happened?
Well, you, Micah has drama with my pantheon, right?
Yeah, I didn't do anything, but I do. There is drama.
Of course not. Of
I've
course it
done
wasn't.
literally nothing wrong ever.
A lot of but remember the tangles came up after you all became a group, because you couldn't have had a relationship
That's
before
true.
that.
Right, but
So-
didn't you already have, or what is will you read the tangle out loud for me?
The tangle I have, the 2 tangles I have with you are, 1, you and Bella pulled a hellish prank that one time. Will it come back to bite you?
Yes.
And 2, you ticked off Bella's pantheon and they don't know it was you.
Oh, that could have been before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that could have been before.
I have, like, I don't want to like center it on myself if you don't like this idea, but the Greek pantheon is known for like the golden apples to cause problems. Like, what if you are entering the, you know, your band at the time entered the competition, and whichever god in my pantheon didn't like is pissed at you, like offered some ridiculous prize to some other mortal band if they could beat you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that sort of caused some sort of discord or something. Or maybe they just tried to blow up the stage so that you couldn't win.
Well, and I think it has to be a little less organized because they don't know it was you.
Yeah.
But I think they, like someone in your pantheon knows the person who pissed them off is at this competition, and they might just like push the big red button on the whole damn thing.
Oh.
Because they'll get them one way or the other.
I read that differently. Like when she read it loud, like the god knows. I don't know my pantheon is pissed at her.
Oh, I was picturing Can you read it again?
You ticked off Bella's pantheon, but they don't know it was you. That could be
Oh,
either way.
yeah.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah, I
Like,
was.
my family hates you, and I don't know that. You're my best friend.
Yeah, we're best friends.
Yeah. I don't know. That's how I
You get
read.
to interpret that however you want. It's open and flexible because it was written really well.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Does Bella know she's a demigod, and does she know who she's a demigod?
Yes.
Okay. I think that there was an offering left out for her pantheon at the battle, like beforehand, and I
Sure.
just like swung by to say,
Like maybe for not Bacchus, that's his Roman name.
Dionysus.
Dionysus, yeah.
Yeah, just there was an offering left out, and it was in the green room, and I didn't know.
Wine
So,
and grapes, yeah.
Obviously, I had some. So I think it's something really stupid, like I fully just ate someone else's apple.
Yes. Okay. Yes, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just going to go ahead and say, like, this was primarily a slight against Dionysus.
Sure.
And also, audience, just so you know, there are so many problematic components in every mythological story you could find. We sand down the corners a little bit, right? Like, Zeus is an unapproachable figure without some editing. And you know what? He's not a real person. And we go ahead and edit a little bit. So, just be aware. I learned recently the golden fleece I knew came from a goat that Poseidon had something to do with. It wasn't just that. Poseidon fucked a goat.
I feel like I knew
Like you
that.
do.
But-
Yeah.
It was a person originally.
Like
He
you do.
turned them into a sheep. Sorry, sheep, not goat. And then did it and got the golden fleece from the offspring of that union.
Yeah, that's
Messed up,
there's
man.
so many layers of that. That's
It's
so
a lot
bad.
to unpack there.
Yeah, that's messed up. So, we sand off the corners a little bit.
Yeah.
When we need to.
Except when we're talking about how terrible it is, and then we tell
Yeah.
every bit of it.
Yep.
So the Greek pantheon had a presence at the Battle of the Bands.
Yes.
Probably
like-
several pantheons did.
Is this something we kind of know about? Like pantheons are invested in this battle for some reason?
Well, all deities want to be worshipped, want to be believed in, right? So it's a little bit of an American Gods vibe.
Yeah.
Where they're not necessarily vying for it in the same way that American gods are, because you can have gods who are essentially ignored and they don't wither away to nothing. The vibe in demigods is these gods exist because someone believed in them at one time. And then the more powerful gods in each pantheon are the ones who are actively receiving attention. So like in the media pantheon, she started out, originally she was stories around the campfire, right? And then became written and books and eventually became radio and TV, and each thing she just becomes the next thing, and now she's the internet, but all these incarnations of her are still sort of trailing behind and are part of her retinue, right? So the latest thing that gets the most attention is the biggest, most powerful component in that pantheon. So it really depends on how you all want to have this laid out, right? It's not that every pantheon in the world cared about this like American Battle of the Bands situation, but every pantheon is everywhere, so we can certainly
I
slot
have
in.
maybe a thought or an idea, something, because I kind of like the idea of this Battle of the Bands being important to a few major pantheons, especially media, and maybe that kind of like competition aspect of some of the Greek pantheon. But then there's also a few maybe minor pantheons or lesser gods who are known as the cleanup crew for competitions, and they just come through and like pick up the stragglers if there are any big clashes that happen, kind of on the extra planar level above what the mortals would pick up.
Sure.
Then there are some minor demigods or monsters who lurk around the edges and get attracted to all that attention.
Yep.
And this one, for some reason, had a lot of gods invested. Like maybe there was a drought or a dearth of worship for a while, a big blackout where the Battle of the Bands happened. And so this was the first, like, we're coming back after a terrible event. Everyone's so excited. The hype got so big that the cleanup crew got pulled into it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to add on that I think, in the ensuing year, right, the year after all this, where the four of you realize you can't get rid of each other now because your fates are tied together, a little bit of research discovered there had been demigods at this competition in years past, but this was the first time that, there were at least 4 demigods there, maybe more. And there may have been other supernatural influences on the Battle of the Bands. And it seems like that is what caused this all to come to a head. And it just happened to be the year all 4 of you were there and turned into a big, ugly fight. And a lot of people died. And, it was just a big question of like, is the Battle of the Bands over? But also the news cycle loved it, ate it all up, right? It was very sad. We had vigils. We had,
Tribute album.
tribute.
Did they still name a winner?
Wow. Wow, if that's not Greek mythology, I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there must have been like a default winner of some kind.
It was like the previous year. Oh no, was it you?
DJ, because I was the only band left.
You were the only one to check.
God.
Yeah, you were like in
Okay.
5th place or something, and they're like, well, these other bands are not in the running anymore for various reasons.
Did you donate the prize money to the funerals? Or
Yeah.
something like that. And then,
Yeah.
okay, you
Yeah.
can keep the prize if you
Yeah.
donate
Oh my
the
God.
money.
Yeah, anonymously.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Very respectful.
I love that for you.
I also think too, like maybe it was like in a larger city where maybe to go off of like the desert of maybe lack of faith, is that maybe the gods were using this as levers to try to get themselves back into wherever this place was.
Yeah. Yeah. People wanted that belief, that inspiration, that creativity. They wanted to use all that because they need mortals. Like, if mortals knew for a fact that the gods were real, the whole thing would come undone.
Yeah.
Right? They want belief, they want faith, not knowledge. So there's this fine line of like, they could get many people to worship them if they just showed up on the news and said, "What's up? I'm real." But not for long.
Doesn't
right?
work that way.
Yeah, it would all fall apart. And
So you know.
the like treaties amongst all these pantheons are like, okay, no one's going to do that, right? Because it's the ultimate prisoner's dilemma. So that's kind of the tension that we're looking at there. So as far as what we fought on that day, what are we talking about? I think there probably needs to be some kind of Greek monster there. Maybe, harpies are always a good go-to because they think they can sing.
That's a fun one. I also love a Hydra.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, I'll never say no to a Hydra. We'll have to put it on the beach, which is not the worst thing ever.
Like a Venice sort of situation.
yeah.
You just have it on the pier.
Or it could be like a Florida marshlands Hydra.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's not go to Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
no.
I'm just going to say if we're going to have a disaster area.
We were going kind of West Coast, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I
So,
think so.
maybe like desert, like drive out. Everyone drives out to the festival.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Oh,
like sand
man.
Yeah.
Hydra.
Sand Hydra.
Sure. Okay.
Dune.
Yeah. A sand Hydra. I love it.
It's
It's
def-
horrible, but I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate sand.
Oh man.
Sand everywhere. We're still picking sand out of all of our clothes.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's weird that the bus still has sand in it. It's been so long.
Right.
It's just part of the atmosphere now.
Yeah. Just in the air.
Okay. So we have sand Hydra. Now, what about
I got a stupid
a
idea.
media pantheon monster? Oh, what's your stupid idea?
Well, I was thinking maybe that they could all be Greek, and they were a band because the Greeks are always jealous, and they were all each their own element, whatever.
Wait, what was
So
each its own element?
like the sand one would be earth, right? And that would be like the drums, and then fire
Oh.
could be like the lead singer.
So like elementals?
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
but this was a band.
Yeah.
This is one of the bands in the
was this
band.
for
Yeah, it's
elementals?
like their band that they're like, I think one of these demigods might win, and we can't have that.
Oh.
Okay.
So that's how they were trying to accrue all of the worship in the end, was being kind of famous and using that like vibe.
So they put in like a spoiler band.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So elementals that were not demigods themselves, right? They were like monsters essentially. Okay. But good at hiding and appearing to be human. Okay. Same.
So the gods stuffed 4 monsters into human suits and said,
Yeah.
go play a song.
It's like wearing an Edgar suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were an Earth, Wind, and Fire tribute band?
Yep.
Yeah.
The water guy's like, guys, I'm right here.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
They're all good.
Okay. We got Clara, is there anything you want to bring in from the Monkey King's buddies?
Oh, so much. I'm like, what isn't around? I mean, it's this desert situation now.
Yeah.
There was definitely like a scorpion demon who shows
Oh,
up.
sure. Okay.
We love them. And I think she kind of came in the form of like a media presence. Like, oh God, I'm fully blanking on the Journey to the West now. But she kind of showed up as like a media presence, and she would like with her like with all the vans and all the things. And I think what happened because of the coverage of it, it created kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? A negative PR storm
Sure.
that became real.
Sure. Yeah. Well, and if we're talking about capital M media, the deity, she doesn't care. Like, any press is good
That's
press.
true. Any press is good press.
So, she would, like, anything that she can spin up into being a bigger deal is fine.
yeah.
And whatever the easiest thing to spin up is what she would pick.
Yeah, I think it's just this like scorpion demon in the form of like just the nosiest, worst TMZ kind of reporter.
Yeah.
And her team showed up and were basically finding everyone's worst angles, both literally and metaphorically.
Sure.
And so not only, and like it was just getting live cast on everything to make it worse, which added to the discord as we started.
I love that presence just embracing the old story and saying, you knew I was a scorpion when you picked me up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love it.
So we have a Hydra, we have a Scorpion.
Yep.
I feel like the actual Baba Yaga is
Oh,
like
God.
the singer or something
Yes.
of this band.
Like a hardcore metal singer, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
Baba
Yeah.
Yaga.
Like death metal.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
everyone thinks her like chicken legs are a prop,
Yep.
but she's actually up there with just like
Real chicken
her
legs.
chicken legs out for everyone to see. Like, wow, that CG is amazing. Like,
It looks very like Icelandic tribute, like Slavic tribute though. So like there's the mortar and pestles upside down
Oh,
as
yeah.
the big drum.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, hell yeah, yeah.
Totally
Okay.
not taking inspiration from that. Like, definitely thought they were a little cool. You
Yeah.
know?
Listen,
My sirens are super pissed. They're like, why do we have to hide our legs if she can just do that?
your legs are weird.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So, I'm happy to cut away from last year's Battle of the Bands.
Okay.
We have this big flurry of activity. Something you want to add?
Oh no, it's just like we don't talk about it, but because of all of the things that happened, there's definitely that like every once in a while you like look through your phone or like it's Time Hop or whatever on Facebook is like,
Sure.
hey, remember that time that this happened? And you're like, nope.
Yeah. I think the let's see. What's time in the sun? Like when would this Battle of the Bands happen in the desert? Probably not the middle of summer.
Nope.
Early summer?
Yeah.
Okay, that's sort of festival season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Late
like if you-
summer, like autumn.
Oh, it could be like towards the end of the
Depends
You
summer.
on
love an equinox. An equinox is definitely.
You know, yeah.
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 that's a September 21, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Okay.
it depends which equinox. Yeah.
Well, right. But if we're saying end of summer,
Yeah, so it's September.
then let's say we're gearing up for that. And right as of now in our story, it's 2 weeks until the next Battle of the Bands.
Oh, hell yeah.
Your band has been through some qualifying rounds and has been accepted into the Battle of the Bands, of which, I don't know, there's probably 16, because that's what you need to draw, a chart. But already there are all of these, like, hashtag, remember the Battle of the Bands of 2023 or whatever. That's a, really efficient hashtag that everyone loves.
Yeah.
There's, I don't know, we'll need some sort of catchphrase for, it's so dark.
Listen, a lot of people gave their lives for the pursuit of music so that we could be here today winning the Battle of the Band.
And the cover story that mortals have to run with, because they can't have experienced a Hydra, right?
Of course not.
Is, I think, and the other great thing about having this be like in California desert area is an earthquake, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Hydra came up and did shake the earth a little bit, and then the elementals got into it, and that, winds and earthquake, and there was an earthquake, and a storm happened, and it was nobody's fault. It was just a huge tragedy, and everyone's so sad that that happened. You know, whether your favorite singers made it out or not. You know, and so the we're about 2 weeks out, but you all are supposed to be heading out to the desert at this point. And the first thing you're supposed to get there in time to do their version of a like We Are the World kind of thing.
Yep.
Like, you know, remember the desert.
Oh, that's grim.
And you guys have gotten the like notation for this song that you're supposed to like weigh in. Like all 16 bands are gonna like
Oh, it's
participate.
gonna sound terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad.
Oh yeah.
Can I be rude?
Yeah.
Can we call it living on thoughts and prayers?
Yeah. I'm okay with that. That's my psychic damage and I are fine with that.
Oh man.
I had asked when we formed this band to call it Thoughts and Prayers, but thoughts is spelled THOTS.
Yeah.
And it did not go over well.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, do we have to pick a band name? Have we?
We do.
I feel like we keep that. I feel like it's the running. Like we'll name the band when we get to the competitions. We have to get there. At some
Well, you've
point.
been performing in the last year,
Yeah.
right? You would have had to have been.
That's true. We do have to have a name.
So it's okay. Maybe you've changed it once or twice, but you've probably settled on something at this point.
No,
'cause
we
you-
all know that we're demigods,
Yeah.
right? Like we're all aware of that.
Yeah, you'd have to, especially because all of you could perceive the sirens for what they are, right? And like when we stop at the grocery store and just get raw meat and leave it in the back seat and nobody looks, like, you know what's up. Some of your roadies are just regular mortals, you know, your driver, all this kind of stuff. You have plenty of regular mortals on the crew, but your sirens are not regular mortals. And the four of you at least know. But the nice thing is, the veil being what it is, mortals, like, the sirens can, like, bare their sharp teeth right in front of a mortal, and the mortal's like, gross, man, that's really rare.
Do you have your dentist sharpen them? That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird, man.
They don't see the whole picture until it's really, like, screaming in their face, and then afterwards, they will forget it as soon as possible. So, even if they are forced to confront it. But there probably have been a couple roadies that like kept sticking their nose in it and it had to be let go because their brains had been scrambled so many
Yeah,
times.
they're both a little
How
bit.
many they got flashy thinged too many times, you know?
There's like an upper limit to that.
yeah.
It turns out we did find it.
Yeah.
We have one of those counters. Like, all right.
All right. So the last year has been tumultuous, but also successful. Your band has climbed. So some of it you got to ride out the unfortunate media coverage, but that boosted all of the bands that survived that day. Enjoyed a lot of media success. So your albums are selling. You're invited back to this big prestigious competition. It's now a little bit of a competition show. Like they're also expecting you to come in and do like the interviews and the confessionals, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not as closely coordinated as like an actual reality TV show, but they want to create the illusion of a reality TV show. And you also have been given missives from media herself, capital M, to say like, look, I'm not going to make you look like idiots, okay? The four of you. So here's the other thing about the four of you being a group that can work together. There are deities around the world. Like none of you singly could go toe-to-toe with any god. Hermes could kick your ass.
Yeah.
Right?
He's a loser.
I know. I know. But one-on-one, he could kick any of your ass because he's a literal deity.
It is
right?
unfair. I'm just saying.
But the four of you together against any deity, like, maybe, right? That's a question. And so there are a lot of deities who are like, cool, let's get these guys to do some stuff for us because there are a lot of things that are too difficult for a single demigod to take on, right? And then there are others who are like, this is dangerous and we should take them out because this is too much for a single demigod to take on. And deities will try to mess with you because they don't like that. So media approached you right away. As soon as you guys announced your new band, right?
Yeah.
She would have gotten you a message, probably not visit you in person because that's dangerous for her to do that, but, you know, let you know, like, hey, I would like to be able to work with you in the future, and I will smooth things out of your path, smooth things in your way to help you be successful in a media environment. And because you are powerful and dangerous and scary to some, right? Like powerful objectively, right? Dangerous and scary depending on your point of view.
Yeah.
Right? So media is like, cool, I'll make friends. It's also worth noting media is not the god of good media. She's the goddess of all media.
Yeah.
Right? She doesn't care if you're like Shakespeare or Tumblr poetry, right? Like
Oh, yeah.
like any of that. And you know what? There's some okay poetry on Tumblr, whatever. But she doesn't, that's not important to her. It's how many people read it. Is it popular? Popular is all she cares about. So, reality TV has springs eternal.
Yeah.
And,
She's got a Reddit IV line.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. I like Alex.
Thank you.
Can we keep them?
Yeah. You're going to stay, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Good.
I mean, you're stuck here for 4 episodes.
Yeah.
very excited to be here.
Okay, good.
Part of my collection. Sorry, super creepy.
Just like the driveway.
That's our vibe.
Don't have
Y'all,
to happen to
you don't know
Stu.
what I had to do to get here.
Yeah. Kill Stu. I mean, what?
Stu is fine.
Stu is not dead.
Stu is definitely not dead.
This is an inside joke we'll explain later. Except Stu is not dead by any means, and I'm not obligated to say that.
I can show you the text.
Did
He's
I say that
alive.
right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, I think it's funny.
Okay, so media has greased the wheels a little bit for you because she wants you to like her,
Yeah.
right? Like is probably, so you can make arguments for this across the board, right? But media is probably the single most powerful deity in the world. Now, obviously, everyone has a different point of view on that. But if we, the audience, wanted to step back, like she has funneled faith, just is mainlining faith and attention and worship in every instance of the internet.
Yeah.
Right. So just raw power she has available to her is immense. But she's also not violent. Like she doesn't want to upset anything that would disturb the media cycle. Now, if there's like a small instance of violence, cool. That's ratings. Right?
Yeah.
But she doesn't want natural disasters. Like this battle of the bands, as much as she's like able to spin it, it was ultimately not the best outcome from her point of view. But she is essentially amoral from that point of view. Like there's not a good or bad take from her. Like obviously good and bad are things, but not to her.
Yeah.
It's profitable and unprofitable, attention grabbing or boring. Right? That's what she cares
She's
about.
in it for the likes.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
The media pantheon freaks me out when I think about Too
good.
Hard.
Yeah. I wanted it to be scary.
Oh,
And also like when American Gods had not
Scully.
Scully, not Karen Gillian, which is what I always say.
Jillian Anderson.
Gillian Anderson.
Gillian Anderson,
Yeah.
I love.
Yes.
So good.
Her media character is just was like I had already been working on this. I was like, this is my image of what I had in my head, and she just like the minute she comes out in Bowie makeup,
It's very
I fell in love
so good.
again. I'm obsessed with David Bowie. Magical creature, a magical creature. Anyway, that's fine and important, but we don't have to talk about it right now. All right. So what I would love to go over is we're a couple weeks out from Battle of the Bands. You've been invited to come back. You know it's going to be partially a reality show situation, and you have signed some agreements to that effect, so you have some obligation. Yeah. But media has promised she's going to minimize. Like, if you all want to be in the limelight, she'll arrange that. But I'm getting the feel you all don't necessarily want to be center stage, unless you win or whatever. But, like, was this incorrect?
No, I feel like for her it's about winning more than it's about fame.
Okay.
Like if she's the best, like the best, like that's what she cares about. Like being the most famous, that doesn't matter because a lot of very, very
Isn't
famous
that
people
just
are not the
winning at
best.
fame?
Yeah, but it's not like the real competition.
Oh, okay. Okay, so being famous for the sake of being famous is not like
No.
a big win.
Being famous for being the best.
Okay.
That
okay.
would be amazing.
I have a better, a clearer picture of the character now.
Maybe we've agreed to go for sort of the underdog angle.
Sure.
We want people to think we kind of suck a little bit, or like start out low in the ranks, so we can have the immediate.
Yeah.
Like, they came from nowhere.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, I think you four are probably like newsworthy because all four of you lost your entire, or your band broke up, or whatever. Like the four of you are the remnants of the, you know,
Actually, a good band name.
the remnants.
The Remnants.
I don't like
It is
it.
a band name.
Is
Is it
good
a band name?
It's a band name already.
Oh, was it already a band name? God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like, yeah, no, we like rose from the ashes of the last battle of the bands. We should be like,
Yeah, the Phoenix.
yeah, we should like the underdog, kind of the like. That's yeah, I like the
Interesting.
vibe of like, this should be our win.
Yeah.
We call it Ash Wednesday.
I don't know. I was thinking something like
Another pantheon looking mad at us.
Yeah. You don't need them mad at you either.
it's too like we need to like make it more clever, but something like almost deities or
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Actually, is that we-
Almost heaven.
Next to godliness.
next to godliness is great.
that is very good. I like
That's
that one.
very
That-
good.
I think
I'm cool
that
with
has to
that.
be
Okay,
it.
I'm putting that down.
Next to godliness is
Yeah.
real
We'll,
good.
we'll sit with that for a little while and meditate on our feelings. And okay, next to godliness.
Yeah, whenever this happens, it'll be, oh my god, someone at Erica wrote Demigods.
Erica's on fire.
Demigods in the chat, man.
Demigods is good.
Erica, please be sure that there is a fire extinguisher or something nearby in case of emergency.
Yeah.
Because,
Just too hot.
Yeah.
Too hot for chat.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, no, I think that's very good. Yeah, and I feel like Bella would love the strategy involved in that. Like, it's hard for her not to always be the best and win, but like the warrior in her is like, no, I love the strategy of like, oh, we'll play down our abilities and then we'll come in for the victory. And it's very like her thinking.
Sure.
Also, because I don't want us to get credit because we're demigods. Like, I want us to get credit just for being a good band.
Yeah.
You can't
Okay.
separate those two things, though. Like,
Well, I mean,
Supernatural people would know if you cheated.
yes.
what day?
Is it cheating?
Is it? To use all of one's assets?
I'm just being, like, I feel like we're just being us, and it just happens to work out. And I think that's an important thing to remember as we move forward in this competition.
Just being ourselves. And
So we're just
ourselves
being
happen to be better than everyone else.
Absolutely.
And that's nobody's fault.
I think that could be one of the things that caused Bella and Anders a little bit of a rift. Is he's totally just like, I can show up and leave. Like he's there for sort of like
Holding it in.
he's not
for the
phoning it
vibe.
in. Like he's there to be there, but more like he's there to like get the people on his side. And then once he's done, he's like, I got other things to do.
Are you, like, here just to have fun?
Yeah,
Oh,
because it's like his outlet rather than.
Yeah.
He doesn't need the money
Mm-hmm.
and doesn't want the fame. I mean, you're going to get some fame, but
Right. Because I think like
you're going to live forever.
his pantheon is like more of like a driver. That is the reason why he's wealthy is because he's had to work and work and work and work and work.
Sure. Yeah.
And now it's like, hey, I got this thing that I figured out, this Battle of the Bands. I love it.
Yeah, because also, yeah, the Science Pantheon did not help in your performance career at all.
Right.
They're like, wait, you want to do what? Which, by the way, you're embracing the, like, the core of what I wanted. I wanted to be able to make demigods who were a disappointment to their divine parents, which I don't know if that's just autobiographical, but none of my parents are deities. But I am a disappointment.
I love you, dude. You're not a disappointment to me. Why would you do anything if you couldn't win?
Right?
Like, how can you have fun if you're not winning?
That's all I do.
I feel like
Because it's the
Bella's...
smiles on the faces.
Is it so fun getting to do this actually face to face again?
Yes.
Because these moments can't happen over Zoom.
It's so cool to be here in person.
Yeah,
know.
it is lovely to have all of you here, and also hugs. I'm a hugger,
Yeah.
and it's nice. Okay, so Next to Godliness was invited. NTG was invited to the follow up to the total disaster. I think it's like Battle of the Bands 7 or something, but
Yeah.
6 was a huge disaster, and we're trying to recover that, and also do it in their honor, right? Like it would be disrespectful not to carry on the competition,
Of course.
right? I mean, that's just disrespecting
Who
their
needs
memory.
time to mourn?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It's been a year. Get over it.
yeah. It was several months ago.
Weird coming from the death god.
Yeah, I was gonna
kid.
say, ooh.
Teo is not saying that.
Can you grab me a Corona?
Yeah.
More like the media coverage doesn't care about.
Okay.
That's true. The cycle, like, that's old news.
Yeah. So I want to do. Thank you. Is there a thingy? So I want to go over our tangles and do a little bit of a montage over the last year. So I want to read the tangles, but I also want to flesh it out a little bit of like explain how we got to that tangle. Is there a twist you're putting on it? Is there something different that you're doing with it? But just context, right? We've got this time. I don't want to do a whole session 0, but we've got this time to sort of explain. In the last year, since you all survived that disaster and you started a new band and you figured out, oh, we're all demigods and we can't get rid of each other. First of all, did anyone try to walk away from this binding? Okay.
Absolutely, at least once, because I was
Yeah.
told I couldn't.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
as soon as you're told you have to stay,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how much you wanted to.
Yeah.
So
I don't think Anders tried to walk away, but he's fashionably late a lot.
okay, yeah.
Cool.
I feel like the sirens want to get the fuck out of this band.
Bella's fine. It's the sirens
Yeah,
who are
like-
the problem.
Like I'm actually enjoying. Like this feels like okay, maybe this is like the band that will stick. I like this. Like everyone's like peak performance all the time. It's amazing. And the sirens are like, we need to get the fuck out of
Yeah.
it. We need to make her hate this so she quits.
Yeah.
Like
I love it.
okay.
So the that's good for context.
Yeah.
So in that world where you discovered your true natures and that you can't get rid of each other, and it's the kind of thing like you're like, fuck it, I'm getting on an airplane to Australia, and the plane is getting ready to taxi, and then like, oh, engine trouble, we have to go back to the terminal. Sorry, everyone. I'm sure the plane will be fine in a little while. You get off the plane. And you go to get back on, they're like, we don't have you registered on this flight.
Yep.
Are you sure you bought a ticket? And you're like, yeah, this, and it's blank, right? Like, oh God, am I losing my mind? Like, what's happening? Or you're like, okay, I got to get away from these people for a while. I'm going to drive all the way across town and go over to that grocery store that no one knows about. And then all three of the people had the same
With
idea.
the same idea.
That's awful.
So,
We really can't get rid of each other. Rid of
right.
Each other.
Well, and now that you've accepted this, if you decide like, okay, I'm going to go across town for a little me time, that's okay.
All right.
If your motivation is, I'm going to get away from these people permanently, that will backfire. So
cool.
a lot of magical effects in demigods are about your intent, right? Because it knows, like magic knows what you wanted to do. It knows what you meant, and will hold you responsible for it. So, Alex, could you read through your tangles for us and give a little context on how you want that to stand?
Yes, I didn't have the character names before, so I believe it was that I had a vision of Micah.
Micah.
I had a vision of Micah's death. Is that correct?
Yep.
No, I had a vision of Bella's death.
Bella's death.
Yep.
All right. A vision of Bella's death. And Teo has said to Bella a few times, I think you're probably going to die in battle.
It's not a huge surprise.
In fairness, he says it a lot.
Do I win the battle?
When you die in battle.
Depending on your definition of it.
Okay. I can maybe handle that. Like-
Glory, fame. You
Glory.
like those things.
Yeah, as long as I go down taking down my opponent, then I think that's
Something like that.
Does it say, does that one say describe how?
Describe how, but not where or when.
Okay, so is it stabbing, trampled, mace, drop in a hole? What's your impression so far?
Now, again, of course, up to you, but I think it is not actually a physical battle. It's he's being nice about it, which is to say that Bella, I would say, does last quite a long time, but ends up getting in a very innocuous fight with like a real estate agent
Just like no glory.
or something.
Yeah.
And then the real estate agent like drives you over with her car because she just had a divorce, and you are standing there like hacking under the car with a sword
Yeah.
because you're like you have an actual sword, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you die.
That is that would be her worst nightmare.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. That's
Okay.
perfect.
So,
And you just
Um,
like keep lying to me about it. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it is
a battle.
Maybe it's enough of a battle depending on certain pantheons' definitions of battle that you
Sure.
can still do the whole like Valhalla or die to warrior thing.
Right.
Yeah.
so Teo has seen this detail, but not explained all of it
Yes.
to her. Okay, I love that. That is amazing. What else you got?
I escorted a member, I believe it was of Anders' family member, to their afterlife.
Okay. Could that have been somebody who came to last year's Battle of the Bands?
I would
and
say his
got,
mother.
got caught in all of that? Oh my god. Okay.
Let's make it big.
Dark. Okay, so she got like trampled or something, and you were there to.
I was there.
So the other thing I do a lot of times with Reapers is like, you don't have to be a worshiper of Teo's pantheon for Teo to be called to pick
Exactly.
someone up, right? It's just whatever closest. It's like Uber for the afterlife,
That's
right?
kind of
Like,
what I mean by the cleanup crew is
Yeah.
that Teo, I don't think really used his old band as a way to like go to places, but it was more wherever the band played, someone kind of always died nearby,
Sure.
and it wasn't because of the band. It was just kind of that like pantheon fate pulling
the
strings.
kismet. Yeah.
Exactly. So he was kind of always there to escort someone.
Sure. Awesome. Okay. What else?
You bartered with another Reaper for Mika's life and won. How did they die? And I think that was at the Battle of the Band.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I didn't die at the Battle of the Bands. We've established this because I'm here.
You did for a little while.
I'm in denial.
Okay.
But this,
It's a river.
maybe it did kind of cost a favor or
Okay.
something.
So do you owe this other Reaper something?
I do think so. I think it was
Okay.
a larger Reaper, like a larger, more powerful
Sure.
Pantheon associated Reaper. And Teo, I don't know if we had met before necessarily, or maybe you were just really nice to him on a line or something.
I think that there's like a vibe of like, oh, they're like, I keep bringing up the like, this dumb Tumblr post where it's, someone needs to tell the waiter that I ordered mashed potatoes with this, and I think there was a time during the competition where like you were just trying to like get
I know what it
attention of
is.
something.
I know what it is. So Teo has a pet bird
Yes.
and also a pet dog, and they were not gonna let, first of all, one, but second of all, two pets into the backstage area.
Mhm.
And then you were like, you maybe unlocked the door or something.
Absolutely.
And the dog was able to like come in and curl up. He's very good.
Yeah. Absolutely. That is 100% one of those things.
What kind of dog is it?
The Shiba.
Okay.
They all have names and they
Okay.
all have details.
Okay. We'll get.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We better not dig too deep into that yet.
Yeah.
Okay. What other tangles do you have?
Okay. You and I think it was Bella have thrown some epic parties together.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sounds right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got to win at the party.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This has to be a good party.
Why does every party you throw devolve into a fight club?
Devolve or evolve?
Yeah.
There's always a fight club in the basement or something.
Yeah.
You called it a mosh pit once, and we just accepted it.
I feel like Bella is like very in control and very until she like gets a little drunk and then she's like, "Do you want to wrestle? I would totally beat you at wrestling." And then she just like rips off and she's got like her sports
Yeah.
bra on and
Yeah.
it just like becomes like this thing when she like lets loose.
I think that Teo has some interesting friends. These would be sort of like almost like Slavic part vampire
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
friends, like kind of on the monstery side, but keeps it chill on the down low and keeps inviting some of these people and their friends. And so maybe you've like slain some of their
I would
buddies.
be very happy. I've always wanted somebody to introduce vampires into a Demigods campaign.
Yeah.
Did you?
No, you just never like. Why have you asked for it?
Well, because it's
He
like
wants it to be organic.
yeah,
Okay.
it's
okay.
needy,
Yeah.
right? I don't want to be a vampire tryhard.
Put that in my pocket for later.
Teo has like a Strogoi, I think they're called, friend.
yeah.
And he's got some buddies, but they keep bringing like actual monsters
Sure.
to the after
Sure.
party. And then obviously, I mean,
And we don't have to have vampires be like inherently evil or like burst into flames
No.
in the sun.
they're
But
just guys.
but they also need human blood to survive. Like it's just inconvenient.
People need to have different needs.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a challenge though,
Yeah.
because I can't like really try with like human. It's boring.
I have a quick side question for you. For Bella. Wait, Bella, right? Yeah. So you've played in all these different bands, country, metal, punk, like you've sang in
Pop,
all these. Yeah. What is Bella's favorite type of music to sing for? Like what's in her actual like soul?
Soul. I think it's opera.
Okay.
Opera Warrior is
Yeah,
pretty great.
like I
Yeah.
think
A full
she wants
Valkyrie.
to be like the like singing the end of like the big Valkyrie battle, like soprano, and she's got a pretty good voice. She's got a voice that can hang. That she doesn't have like her divine gift is not her voice, but she's got a passable voice. She can make it work. And like with certain types of music, she knows enough about her voice to like make it sound good and like have songs in her range to make it sound good. But she knows that's like the one thing that she could never really do. Like so that's like she always wants the thing that is a little bit past her ability to
I like
do it
To
perfectly.
strive for.
Yeah.
Do the sirens know about the opera dream?
I think that's the only reason they stay is they know that you can sing opera and that's respectable.
No, I feel like it's like my mom like made them come with me.
Oh, that's terrifying.
my
So you
Okay.
have babysitters.
Yeah, kind of like or like I don't think the sirens know. I think Nike knows, and she wants me to have my dream because she's a really good mom with my
Right.
other mom, and they're like still in a relationship, and they love each other, and it's
Oh, with
like
your mortal mom.
yeah, with my mortal
okay,
mom.
cool.
Like they can't see each other all the time because Nike's a
It's a
goddess.
distance
but-
relationship. We all do our best.
but they love each other and they do their best to like co-parent in this weird way. And then I feel like Nike's like, you better help my little girl. You do it right now. And like,
It's that intense, like stage mom.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like Nike knows I'd love to be an opera singer, and is just like, you guys can sing, you will help her. But they don't like know opera's my dream. They just know that they have to keep helping me.
Right, because they'll get in trouble if they don't.
Yeah, because Nike will be mad.
Okay, cool. Love it. What else we got?
Oh, yes. Okay. Then I also have that Anders ignored my premonition and has the scars to prove it.
So that also could have been in the ensuing year, too, right? Over
Yeah.
the past year. Did we have an idea for how that went down?
I
I think we should have had a European tour.
Okay,
We did a
yeah, like a
year-
little bit of a comeback tour
Mhm.
hitting like the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Especially in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
definitely up to you. What kind of interesting or cool scar would you want
Ooh.
your character to have? So I can work backwards from there. Could be mental as well as physical, I suppose.
Yeah. No, I wanted to be physical. It'd be sweet. Maybe the reason why he's starting to wear a helmet.
Ooh.
Was it a Vespa accident?
Did you
I'm so
try and
sorry, it's the
did you
Mediterranean.
try
How
and
dare you?
did you try and ride my motorcycle?
Maybe.
Oh, do you have a motorcycle?
Oh yeah,
Is it an epic steed?
it is.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh.
Oh my God. The motorcycle. Oh.
Yeah.
Dear horse, I ride.
Yeah.
Man. So I'm trying to think. It's definitely a scar on his face or face and neck.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he thought he could get into an electronic system.
Mm. Like in
And-
a techno backfire
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is it like one of the
Like
what
it
are
looks
they
kind of
Like
called?
a
fried.
bird scar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've listened to Magnus.
Yeah.
You know,
I assume.
The original
Like
Moog
Moog
modulator is probably an epic item at this point,
Mhm.
an epic instrument. So if you were trying to get a hold of that,
Mhm.
it's belongs in a museum, but it's
I just don't like, I feel, I'm not that old.
I mean it's a 40-year-old instrument.
So maybe
click,
you
the
went
click
for
track.
some kind of epic musical instrument,
Mhm.
like this old musical instrument, and it turns out it had some kind of godly protection or curse or something going on with it, and then it backfired on you when you tried to use it.
For some reason, I have Mjolnir in my head.
Oh.
You have what?
Mjolnir?
I don't know what that
Thor's hammer.
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
Oh, Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Ooh. I was actually, you said something on the face, and I was kind of thinking like the Odin missing an eye
Mhm.
vibe.
Ooh.
So, what are your gifts? Do you have any gifts that are kind of interesting?
Well, he has a third eye.
You got a third eye.
To make up for the one you lost.
Yeah.
Actually, that's really neat.
That's
Or
fantastic.
or what if you got cracked in the forehead and that like awoke your third eye?
Yeah,
And it looks like a scar to mortals, but it's just a closed eyelid.
that's really neat. So I
Yeah.
think it was maybe like the story of how you got that eye was that I tried to warn you against something, and obviously it's actually a gift for you,
Mhm.
but you didn't take the premonition, and that's how you got it.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Please take a thread. That was fucking rad.
Awesome.
Do you have more tangles?
My final one is you have feelings for Micah, but haven't made your move yet.
Okay.
Who doesn't?
And are we comfortable calling those romantic feelings or
I'm feeling romantic.
okay?
If you're cool with that.
Cool. I love
Yeah.
it. I love crushes in every show, but not everyone loves that, so I try to be understanding. Okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
Uh,
Do as good as Alex did.
No, Alex had to go first because I can't.
I have to go first. I didn't even have the character names written down. You got
Anders caught you in a lie one time and earned your respect. Anders is a celestial. Of course he caught me in a lie at one time. I think that most of the time he thinks most everything that comes out of Micah's mouth is not real. Well, except for the part where she has an ability that makes it real.
Right? Yeah.
Micah literally has a silver tongue. If you're looking through the using piercing the veil to look at it, it is actually silver. She loves that. To the mortal world, it is a tongue piercing. And,
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
Oh, yeah, actually, real quick, we should just. Does anybody have any, like, weird supernatural accoutrement that mortals don't notice, but the supernaturals would recognize you by? Or you could think about it for a minute.
It's mostly that I'm thinking about
Yeah.
for now.
You know, if you're bright blue or your hair is literally on fire, you know, all that kind of stuff is totally
I
fine.
think going off the third eye thing is maybe there's a constant stream of data going into his third eye.
Oh, sure. Like we can just see a little bit of a dim light, and then
Yeah.
in the dark, it's more prominent. And yeah, love that.
Let's
That's
see.
very cool.
I also think that my tangle with you, you've seen a dark future thread tangled around you, and maybe you get yourself into a lie, and then you get the crown that the Monkey King got put onto him, where he had to be like basically told what to do and couldn't do anything fun.
Yeah. Lots of time spent on. I have not an irrational fear of getting crushed by a rock, but it is present in there because it seems to happen to a lot of the Monkey King's kids.
Oh, that's funny. I hadn't thought of that before, but you're right.
It's not irrational if it happens every
Right,
once in a
right.
while.
Yeah.
Like
Just because you're
yeah.
paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you.
I think it's one of those things where as soon as I figured out Teo could tell when people would die, I was like, okay, but I don't get.
You keep trying to look at my
book. Like I will not move the sound equipment just in case.
Sure.
until you say,
Is this the time? Is this it? You have
Because
to
you're
tell
not
me
worried
if
about
it is.
getting zapped or getting
No.
burned or stabbed.
Yeah.
But if a speaker falls over, that could be the end of you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Maybe it's not my weakness getting crushed by large objects.
Yeah. It's weird that you're weak to being crushed from large objects. What a weird thing to be weak to.
Insane, really.
Yeah.
It's also weird that she plays the bass because that's when it's dropped.
Yeah,
You
that's
keep
true.
making that joke and I hate it every time.
Yeah.
I like it more each time, so I encourage you. What else we got?
You and Bella pulled a hellish prank that one time. Will it come back to bite you?
Oh, we were
Not
talking
if-
about you
yeah.
tricking Bella into a prank, basically.
Yeah. It's like not if I cannot have that happen. I refuse to accept the consequences for my actions.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I love that it was like something like a physical challenge, like, hey, do you think that this is my friend's car, they need to get it up, to the, like, not something, she'd be smarter than that, but something like that where you like, seems like it'd be really hard, I don't know if you could do that. And then she's like, of course I can.
And can you flex your muscles while you do it?
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
I
important.
bet nobody could get that up there.
Physically impossible. No one could ever do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Greeks love a physically impossible challenge.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy.
that reminds me, before I forget, can we establish that your mortal mom was an Olympic gold medalist?
That's exactly, yeah.
Okay, so decide what the event was, but we'll get back to that.
But yeah, it's definitely I think it was like we were on our European tour and we were staying at a very nice hotel, and there was an asshole who we were like traveling along like not sideswipe, it was like, people don't always drive great in the smaller in cities where the streets are narrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I will never forget this. And it's crazy that the next day that guy's bike just at like Vespa situation ended up in our hotel pool.
Yeah.
Because it was like one of those older hotels. There really isn't an elevator. And it's too many floors to have carried that thing.
I love the petty vendetta vibe
Yeah.
off of this character.
Well,
It's
I'm
just
like, look at me. How am I going to lift that?
Mhm.
I love it. I love it.
Crazy.
So
Okay.
good.
Yeah. You can't resisting pushing Teo's buttons.
Yep.
I wouldn't push them if there weren't so many.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't have them.
They're right there to be
They're
pushed.
right there to be pushed.
Teo seems like a very chill kind of guy. Like he's got that soft boy energy.
Yeah.
A little bit, even though he obviously is kind of like all black.
Emo song
Sure.
is a thing, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But for some reason, I think it's songs actually get on his nerves a little bit. Like he listens only to our music and like three other bands.
Okay.
And he doesn't want to
That
listen to
no one
anything
has
else.
ever heard of.
That no one has ever heard of, like, Russian rock bands or
Yeah.
whatever, like
Yeah.
German
God.
screamo metal, to get inspiration. And he's always like, if I listen to any other music, it's going to influence my
Yeah.
writing and our song. So if you like start humming anything,
Yeah.
or even if you're like swiping on TikTok or something
Yeah.
and there's a jingle, he's like, please, can you shut that off?
Can one of these albums be like people dropped dumpsters off a cliff
Mm-hmm.
and recorded the sounds and then like modulated that into just some bullshit?
Yeah.
Okay. Dumpster rock.
Dumpster rock. I think it's partially also because Teo's so chill. Micah's like, I gotta know. I just gotta know. Like, what? How do I do this? Like, how do I fuck with you?
Do you keep like trying to find songs you think Tail will like?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit
Like,
of that.
here,
too,
you'll like this one. You'll like this
will
one
like-
for sure.
It is. It's a recording of John
hysterical.
Cage's 3 minutes 21 seconds.
The only thing that has come close to actually engaging Teo was just 45 minutes of Minecraft villager noises. He's like, okay, you can leave
Fucking
that on.
chaos.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I keep trying though. I'm like, and every time it's like a weird pitch. It's like it is a reverse Brechtian project in which they
He's
make
like,
all
I've
music.
tried
What a
it. Don't put it
pull.
on.
Okay. Did you get more?
You ticked off Bella's pantheon and they don't know it was you. We've established I ticked off Bella's pantheon and Bella doesn't know it was me.
Okay. Okay. So, and we're comfortable, like, kind of centering Dionysus in that.
I'm totally fine with that. I feel like a party god, like says like.
Yeah.
I get it. It's,
And I love the cliche of like the chill one until they're not chill, and then what happens? You know?
I'm obsessed with Dionysus' maenads, the ones who went crazy, like would like
Yeah.
just tear people apart and stuff.
Well, sure.
I think there's definitely a vibe of like, I cause
Isn't that
mischief.
where mania comes from?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah. That
Like-
term.
Yeah, I think Micah does mischief with a good heart, like, and unless someone really pisses her off, that like,
Like she's not setting out to hurt people.
yeah,
She doesn't really care if someone gets a little hurt, but that's not the goal.
it's a lot of like disregard for consequences that gets people hurt, like what's the worst that can happen kind of vibe. Which is just not having foresight. But it's like if she does pranks, it's in good fun. If she's like, so I think Dionysus. So like for her, it's like fun party. Like she kind of has a little bit of a party energy. I think with Dionysus, who is like, no, we go hard.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah. Like you party all the way or don't bother.
Yeah,
What
and
the fuck?
I think it's a little bit like, you can't half invoke me. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't half do that. And so it's a little bit of that, a little posery too, because I think she does kind of project an air of like, I don't give a fuck. And it's kind of like, I do give some fucks.
Yeah, like a couple at
I
least.
give a couple, at least 3.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
Others?
the last one, oh no, second, we're going through this slowly. Anders will make an excellent shield when trouble finally comes down. He's just taller than me.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can see things coming and you're taller than me. You should really be in front of me. Also,
Does he know that?
I think you've started to notice
Okay.
when like I'll like walk back and be like, I need Bella and Anders and don't ask many questions. Say less. Also, I have 0 prowess and 0 metal, so I actually cannot take what I dish.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah. Also, -2 to judgment.
-2.
-1 to judgment.
Okay.
Oh my god.
How'd you get to -2?
-1. I don't. I'm all id. And then it seems like Teo understands why you do what you do. You'll have to keep an eye on them, which I like as you've written it. Is not like Teo really sees you. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I wanted out of that.
So in the do what you do, what is it that you
I
do?
think it's really this is deep cuts. It's that ADHD energy of like I have too much energy and ability and time and stuff to like to divert and things. It's actually why Micah got into music. And so there's this like it like for her like, you know, it's her love language is being a dick.
Okay. But in a fun way.
In a fun way. So there is this like, I think at one point you finally were like, why do you keep showing me these bands? I'm like, I don't know. I just really want you to like more music than 3 things that think people should like more stuff. And so it's like, oh no, I have to go this way now. And like it got like Teo has the ability to like get Micah to say things that she's like, oh no, that's my weird core. I've got to go do things.
What's Teo's judgment?
Teo's judgment is +2.
Yeah, that's really high.
Yeah.
Very perspicacious.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yep.
I'm a mystery.
Until Teo's like, but that?
Yeah. Don't look behind that curtain.
What's this motivation here?
No.
That's
Yeah. So it's very much like, must try harder to be weird.
I gotcha.
that list also deserves a thread. Please take a thread. I like that. That's all of them, right? Okay, Eli, what do you got for us?
The first one is for Micah. I'm just gonna go one for each. Had seen the worst of you, disheveled and confused.
It wasn't my fault that time.
It wasn't.
And that also kind of implies we think you normally pretty much have your shit together.
Yeah, because he
so-
had the judgment of 2 also.
Yeah, okay. So,
Yeah.
But Micah saw the moment where you lost your shit.
I feel like there was a South American tour.
Okay.
Been a busy year.
It's been a great year, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like
It was good to be out of the country for a while, though, probably.
yeah.
Also that.
Let me think. Maybe there was a rival band or somebody else that was trying to like punk us,
Oh, okay.
and I did something really mean to some mortals
Ooh.
and basically like took the algorithm to basically just like take their attention and put it on us rather than just allowing it to happen, which he's more than likely always been about. Like, I want people to love my music, but this time he was just like,
He actually like wielded the power that he has available
Yeah.
to him. Yes.
yeah.
The anger of a gentle man.
The next one is you were wrong about Bella and you can't figure out why.
Yeah, that's interesting because Bella's not chaos energy.
I had an idea for that.
Ooh.
If you're open ideas.
I'm open.
I feel like the same thing that Jason was saying earlier. Like, you think I'm all about fame. And you're like, she just wants to get famous. It's all about the celebrity. When it's not, it's about being the best, which can also, it's like a parallel lane
Yeah.
that
But
seems
that intention
same.
makes a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's times where you write off like, oh, she's just a fame seeker. And it's like, no, I'm perfectionist seeker, which also includes people knowing how perfect I am and that I am the best.
I feel like he's like that too, and that's why he can't put a finger on it.
Oh, okay. It's too
Yes.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That sincerity level
Yeah.
is like hard to identify.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
Teo, you know the secret Teo keeps in their heart.
Oh yeah. I don't think we had decided what that secret was.
I had some thoughts. I think Teo has a secret that's kind of related to his parent. I don't think his crush would be like a closely kept secret. I don't think it's that intense. It is starting to like more of a crush, and he's had a few different crushes. I think it might actually be related to how he got into the Reaper business.
Oh, okay.
So he wasn't like he learned about his pantheon late, I would say.
Sure.
And maybe was involved in some kind of setup business, like a dark side of some gods or a planned tragedy that made him aware, but he was unknowingly or unwittingly a pawn in causing the tragedy to happen.
Oh.
Something like that.
Cool.
Because
Great.
my second question for Teo was someone in your pantheon is plotting against you, but I don't know all the details.
Someone in Teo's pantheon is plotting against Teo. Yeah.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense. Teo's part of the Slavic pantheon, and they're definitely like low-key obscure at this point in time. And he is his father was an immigrant from Poland, I think it was,
Okay.
or Russia, like with that kind of background. So has a lot of like old habits and beliefs and superstitions.
So
I
like
would
old
say.
world like fuckery.
Old world fuckery.
Yep.
Definitely.
That's a real thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
And can that like Teo getting caught up in that, could that be before the big like the
Yeah.
disaster of the Battle of
Oh,
the Bands?
definitely. The Battle of
Okay.
the Bands was not that. Teo was
Yeah.
on cleanup crew duty well before that. I would say probably maybe 2 or 3 years
Okay.
before that. But maybe you found out about this tragedy somehow, like you looked up Teo and you have back network sources, or I don't know, you did a little research on all of the bands at the Battle of the Bands, and then media was like, oh, that one, I heard about that. Like they locked the news down on that one.
Oh, what if it was like a dark corner of your pantheon who like sees themselves as righteous and was like, we're gonna wipe out those vampires once and for all.
Something like that.
And
Okay.
and you kind of got dragged into that, and then like helped save some of them at the last second, but like a lot of vampires died,
Yeah.
and that's
And
why
not just vampires.
right,
Yeah.
right. But that's why a lot of them are cool with you. They're like, oh yeah, cool. This one's looking out for us, and
Yeah.
you know,
Neat.
And
Cool.
then my second one for Micah was the one about getting the crown put back on because she gets into a lie that's over her head and somebody
yeah,
like a larger god just goes, nope, you're done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby jail.
yep.
And then my last one is you ache for Bella, but you have seen what will happen if you reveal your true feelings.
Okay. Now, do we want crush energy there or no? Because it's
We'll
totally
see.
fine to flex it
We'll
however
see.
you want.
I think it's a we'll see, but I think like that too close to the sun thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because even if it's not romantic, just like suddenly realizing that there is a kindred spirit of like wanting to be the best and rise to the top for the sake of being the best, not for the sake of being famous,
Right.
could be that complicating component of like, oh, she
Yeah.
is like me. Somebody who gets me, right? Like
Right.
that's complicated.
But
Yeah.
then, who's the best? We can't both win.
There can be only one.
It's like nuke.
Yeah.
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 I mean, if the band wins, don't we all win?
Nah, there's no I in team.
There is an
There's a
algorithm.
me.
Okay.
Yes, there is.
No, this is also very, I'm loving these. So let's do a thread for that, please. Yeah. Kimmy, don't let it down now. If
know,
you're
right?
the only one who doesn't get a thread, how embarrassing
I
would
know,
that
that'd
be?
be the worst. Oh, Bella would hate that so much.
I know.
I feel like
Oh,
you should
man.
not do it now just to like egg on the character. All right. So Anders has real combat experience that I admire. So I feel like maybe that has something to do with like your cool scar thing. Like I was like, oh. I don't know if you like told us exactly what happened or if you came up and like, I don't know, built that up a bit. You can think about it.
Yeah, I'll think
Yeah,
about it.
I feel like there's lots of like potential there for stuff. I find Micah's impulsiveness to be off-putting.
Rude.
Yep.
Notice she didn't say wrong.
No. I have a friendly rivalry with Teo, always trying to one-up each other.
Yeah.
I feel like that makes a lot of sense.
Teo is our guitar drummer.
Drummer.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's not just, it's very subtle ways.
Yeah.
Like it's not that we're doing it necessarily related to the music or anything like that. It's just who can drink the blackest coffee or
Yes.
something.
Oh, yeah. Who's the
No.
edgiest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like it has more to do with like the warrior, like with death and like that relationship with our
Yeah.
roles more than like our personalities individually.
I
Like
agree.
the warrior in me is always like trying to beat death. And it's like, even if it's just like, I can drink blacker coffee than you.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
So bitter.
Love that.
It's worse because I feel like Teo doesn't like care.
He doesn't necessarily, but you know, he leans into it in part because I think it's how he's made friends with
Right.
Bella.
And they kind of like the game of it.
Liking the game of it.
Yeah.
Also, Teo is a game person. Like a
Okay.
contest. One of my moves is related to contests of skill.
Oh, okay.
So he really likes
Yeah.
bets, competitions, anything like that. It's kind of like what draws him in.
Yeah.
Lights him up.
I feel like it's the one thing too that I feel like Bella's kind of obsessed with it because deep down she knows that death is the one contest she can't beat. Like there's like
Yep.
this deep truth in there somewhere where it's like,
Death and taxes.
yeah, like if she really thought about long enough, like no, Teo's gonna win in
can
the
kill
end.
taxes.
I'm gonna say.
But she does not think about it on that level at all. But I think that's part of like the motivation there. I shared a moment. Oh, sorry. I shared a moment with Micah after a harrowing battle, and then are you hoping for another? I feel like it's that thing where it's like you're so different than I am, and it drives me up the wall. It's very frustrating, but so cute.
How much of a moment was that moment?
Yeah.
I'm kind of gonna leave it up to you.
Okay.
I think Micah's energy is very like we could,
Yeah.
but like with everyone, so it's kind of like I don't know if it's real or not because like
Right. So there could have been that intense moment
Yeah.
after the fight and then hook up or what, like how much of that
Yeah.
do we want to say happen? Because that's the intensity level, right? It's-
Yeah. So is Micah like a flirt? Like you have lots of different relationships at the same time, or
I think so. I
Okay.
think literally it's. I think when they like this is dumb. Before this band,
What a
there
prep.
was before this band got together. There was the like we're touring and to save money on hotel room, I just used Tinder.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
amazing.
just like Airbnb.
Yeah.
It's basically Airbnb if you're only there for a night anyways.
yeah,
Air
Yeah. So
that's amazing. I feel like Bella probably has a big crush on you, but she is like just like she was with her band. She is intense serial monogamist. Like this relationship is everything. This is amazing. Oh,
That is very Greek.
yeah, and
It
then
is.
and it's like super intense and amazing, and then it's like, oh, this is just not the best. This isn't working. I feel like, and then like she's out super fast, and then a lot of times people are like, what? Wait, what? But with you, she's like, she can't commit. She can't. I need a
I
commitment.
think there's a little bit of like the unattainability that's also very Greek myth where it's
Because if you could, that would be a win.
Yeah, like if I could
Yeah.
get her to like settle down with one person.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like Bella's like very bisexual and is very easily distracted.
Sure.
It's very intense. Like she's like like the love of the sun
Right.
until the sun moves slightly
Until
and looks
you
at
are
someone
shit.
else. And then it's just like, oh, you exist still? Oh yeah, sorry.
Yep.
So,
no object permanence though.
none. And then I've never. So we were gonna change this a little bit. So the combat experience. We were gonna change that first one. I forgot. I made a note on my other sheet. But so the Anders has real combat experience. We decided to change that to performance experience.
Sure. Stage presence.
Like stage presence,
Yeah.
like impressing the audience. So then, like this one, I've never actually seen Anders in a fight.
Yeah.
And then can I trust them in an actual fight? So I know they're amazing on stage, and maybe better than me, but I won't say that out loud to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never seen Anders like actually in battle, which makes me a little bit like, I don't know if I want to get in a real fight with them.
Yeah, because I could see her go into like a berserker rage on the night of the Battle of the Bands, and it's like, what the heck is Anders doing? Like he's just off in the corner, like typing on his computer.
Yeah, exactly. And then I feel myself drawn to Teo, and I think what is it about them? I think it's also that like the death thing, the one thing I can't conquer. But I also feel like she feels like that's very sexy. Like
Moth to the flame.
yeah, I feel like
It's self-destructive even.
yeah,
Like,
relationships are also a contest and a conquest.
yes.
So it's
Yeah.
like, can it be death? Can I make the one who doesn't want to commit?
Yeah.
Can I beat the one who maybe maybe is as good as me on stage? Can I also I think that's what it is. And not
Teo
healthy.
thinks of his reaping as he's pretty ambivalent about it. Like I think he takes satisfaction from it, but he isn't seeking it out necessarily. He tries to do a good job at it. He really does like the contests of it. Like, you know, maybe you get another breath if you beat him in a game of chess.
Yeah.
Like one more breath or a final word to say out loud, right?
Oh.
So he's actually really enjoyed secretly escorting some of Bella's victims
Yeah.
or defeats or
Sure.
conquests.
Because you get to chat with them.
Yeah, I get to chat with them, but
How was that
there's
for you?
something there's something about it in that he really does think Bella is a true warrior, like a really true and good warrior, and there aren't a lot of them these days.
Yeah.
There's sports players and there's fencers and hates cops and all of that stuff, like
Yeah.
all that
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah.
So a real warrior with honor, he genuinely enjoys reaping your victims in a way that he doesn't with any other victim.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
I also really appreciate like writing the Reaper playbook was complicated, and I love it when people get what I was going for there.
Dial
And
in, yeah.
sometimes I have to explain to people the Reaper is not a killer, right? The Reaper is there after the killing has been done, right? Like, sure, you could do okay in a fight, but like that's not the point of the playbook. And I love when like this kind of stuff comes together, or like when Trickster and Celestial are in a game together,
Very
and that
fun.
whole vibe is just like, oh, this is great.
Point your third eye that way.
I also wanted to mention for our listeners, if you look at the game, you can go to demigodspbta.com and download the free quick start guide. It's a slightly older version of the playbooks right now that'll get updated soon. But the tangles on there, you could pick and choose as you go. We did the random allocation of tangles and then figured out how to make it make sense, which was, I think, really fun. So that's an option when you're playing it. So if you're hearing us go like, oh yeah, I picked this and I changed it a little bit because they didn't pick it. They just like threw the names in and then went, oh God, how do I explain this? Which was
Yes.
kind of a fun challenge. So
And what was that website, Jason?
demigodspbta.com is eventually going to roll into, like, the best one to keep track of is probably okgames.com, home of the okayest games around.
Cute.
That's where everything will eventually land, but yeah, anyway. So, gotta,
You're the okayest at pitching too. I love you, Jason.
I know. I like Kimi made me do this AP. She was like, "Your game's about to go for sale. You should do an AP." I was like, "I guess."
First of all, I fought because I wanted to run one.
That was my thing. I was really just like, I want to play the finished version. I haven't played the finished version. I played like 8 other Demigods campaigns.
That's
I'm like,
true.
do the finished version.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm excited to get to do this.
Yay.
And I think for his Anders performance, it was Antarctica.
Oh,
Like he put some sort of Antarctic performance together.
Okay.
I'll think
Crazy.
about that and come back.
I love
I
that.
like that you just wanted to do it. And
Yeah.
you're like, I have the funds to make this happen.
It's awesome. So he's traveled a lot then.
Mm-hmm.
Like he really enjoys the maybe
Because he can write music and do his thing
Yeah.
like remote. So
Yeah.
he's kind of just like do.
Maybe that's how like your persona, like your masked persona became super famous, is doing this Antarctica show that was streamed live. And like it was such a weird thing that like so many people tuned in, and that's like, I don't know. And then I keep going back to like penguins. I don't know why. But maybe that's how you like accidentally
Yeah.
broke into like the kids like
Mhm.
genre is like you're playing and it looks awesome and it's hardcore and like all these penguins were wandering around. So like
Mhm.
all these kids are like, that's the penguin music person. And
That's
then,
awesome.
Right.
Just
Somebody
like-
did
Oh
a
my
supercut
gosh.
of like
Mhm.
penguins falling over just
Yeah.
outside of your concert area,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
like,
Yeah.
God.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any other tangles to go?
No, that's all.
Okay, cool. Definitely take your thread. That was good.
Are we gonna use my DJ name that you came up with?
Oh well, wasn't sure if you settled on that or not.
I feel like I do want to because it was so funny, guys. Okay, so Anders is Swedish, and Jason came up with DJ Jazzy Chef.
Because of the Swedish chef.
Swedish chef. Very good.
Good.
That's very good.
It was.
And
Take a thread.
is a master of the Borkcore music style. So
Wow.
Hysterical.
I need to sit with that for a while.
Do you want to hear about my pets?
oh
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell me about your pet.
yes, immediately.
Okay.
Also, the first conversation Micah and Teo ever had. Tell me about more about your pet.
Yeah.
Teo does have 3, so I took an epic steed as a gift, and then I also took the Beastmaster. And if you already have an epic steed, you still only have 1 steed, but it's sapient and it can do 2 harm.
Yep.
So the motorcycle is the death rides in on a black horse,
Yes.
basically.
awesome.
The motorcycle talks. It's a horse-shaped motorcycle, so it's got the like metal
Oh
snout
yeah. Okay.
going on.
Cool.
But it's on 2 wheels.
It's on 2 wheels.
Okay,
Yes,
got it,
not
got it.
no legs, just like kind of carved,
Sure.
silver metal
Love it.
around the wheels.
For like
Look
a
like
trike.
legs. The horse is named Ucho, which is Polish for ear, I believe, or something like that. He also has a pet crow, a black crow, whose name is Rock, which is based on sight. So we've got listening, sight, and then he's got a very fluffy Shiba named Zappa, who I think is like means bark or talk or something.
I
like
love
that.
them so much.
Shiba. Ugh. Love it. Yes, this is everything that I wanted out of this game.
I was so close to taking animal form just to be like, I don't know, this is a fun thing to have.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I still could take one more gift for advancements. I'm like, I just kind of want animal form for no reason.
I don't
Well, that's
know
one of the
what to do.
things that he
It's
could
amazing.
do.
What?
That the Monkey King could do is
No, and
Oh,
it is
that's
actually. I
true.
think
Yeah.
it leans into it.
Yeah, he did.
I think
try it.
my last gift is going to be animal form.
Nice.
Just
Sick.
to be like, every once in a while, it's like, again, it's one of those like, tour bus seats can get small. So sometimes just hanging out as a cat in a sunbeam is a nice
Yes.
thing to do.
Yep. Cool.
Can we? It's okay if I add something.
Yeah.
Okay, so the sirens are bitches and they hate everything except I feel like they really love your horse.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking you said sirens, and I was like, there's either going to be the crow or the horse. They're just into one of like talking to the horse.
Yeah, I feel like they hang out like together. Like they end up backstage a lot and they just like for whatever reason, like I thought for sure they were gonna hate the horse. And just for whatever reason, maybe it's like
And they were drawn to it. You're like, no, be cool.
yeah.
And they're like, we love this
The
thing.
best thing. And like they do the thing where they like is it okay if they sit on the horse
Yeah.
motorcycle? Okay. I feel like we come backstage a lot and they're
There's
all
a
like
lot of selfies. They're like,
yeah, they're like
posing
sitting on it
and
all the
draped.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to us it
Yeah.
sort of looks like they're all perched on it because they're like but to other people it looks like magazine covers.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
amazing.
like
yeah.
the import tuner magazine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just like casually, because they look like that all the time without even trying.
Mhm.
So just these incredibly like beautiful people on this incredibly beautiful motorcycle, just like all together. So I feel like there's
So
probably
cool.
more pictures of that on the internet from people just walking by backstage our shows
Yep.
than there are of us on the internet.
I love the
Valid.
idea of, I was thinking like, oh, maybe the motorcycle is on a trailer behind the bus, but what if it's like a little horse trailer? You know, because they're like, oh, we want to protect the motorcycle. It's all this
Yeah.
custom styling, and
Of course.
so it's like that like round top horse trailer.
Yeah.
And there's a motorcycle inside.
Is if you pierce the veil, if you look at it through like the lens of a demigod, is it a horse?
Skeleton horse. Yeah.
Okay, it is a horse still.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
That's awesome.
Love
Hell
it.
yeah.
Love it.
That's rad as fuck.
Yep.
I just like to like there are motorcycles and horses in the story that I did not add.
Yes, that
Not
is
for
true.
me.
Kimmy didn't even suggest or mention
I
it.
did not. Oh, yeah, either one.
That is fair.
But I am best friends with Alex now.
Yep. Kimmy is our resident horse girl.
Yes. And
I-
motorcycle girl.
And
Saw
more-
the
yeah,
opportunity
actually.
to have some friends, and I got real excited about it. So.
I'm glad that felt good to take. Okay, so on that note, actually, I would love to just get a quick note of your gifts so I know what to do to you for you.
Nice.
This is definitely how I meant to say that.
Absolutely. I totally trust you.
I'm gonna go in the order that I. What order is this? Okay. Bella, what are your gifts? Why did I write down nerds? Oh, the sirens are nerds. No, they're not.
I think that was like no, I don't know. That's not the siren.
There's no such thing as order, Jason. It's all a
Yeah, they
lie.
were never gonna be nerds. They were always been
were
like
Yeah,
always
something
super
else.
vacuous. Yeah.
Why did I just have the word nerds?
Was someone gonna have some people following them around or something, like a cohort of nerds?
Oh,
Something like that.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I have Divine Might, Epic Melee Weapon, which is my axe, and then Sigil of Command
Okay. Axe,
/ guitar.
sigil, and the sirens. Okay. Anders.
I took Cloak of Wisdom, but I'm kind of like whatever's about it.
Okay.
But I also took Epic Armor and Third Eye.
Okay.
So
Armor.
can we talk about the Cloak of Wisdom?
Yeah, so the cloak is one of those items that doesn't have a clear-cut definition, and so we would decide what its magic power is, right? So I don't know if Anders is giving me a whole, like, I am the wise man vibe, which is kind of what that thing implies. It can be a cloak that imbues you with insight, or, like, there are various definitions of what it means to be wise. It's not usually related to like being smart or book learning or that type of thing, but yeah, it could be a lot of different things. But also, if there's something else, that you're looking at on the list, Cloak of Wisdom is one of those that's going to require a little bit of front end lifting to decide to define what it is. So it's totally up to you. We can work on that though.
Because I'm kind of thinking maybe it's the wisdom of the science that he's wielding,
Sure.
maybe.
Yeah, I think the trick with the science pantheon is most of the science gods wish they didn't exist or resent their existence. They resent their existence
Interesting.
because they are basically formed from humanity's misunderstanding about science, right? So, and a few of them are fine with it. But I don't really think of them as wise. Like they try to abide by that image of like data and cold calculation and that type of
I
thing.
have a thought,
Mhm.
and it's the vibe of like because this is the Celestial is the most recent playbook I've played. Like the hacker vibe of like wearing the hoodie and like getting in there. I like the idea of it's kind of more like a lens. Like you put the hood on and it's like it's kind of works as like a focus so in order to like better you're comfortable and I like expand kind of your mind to like accept or to sort out data, kind of like a centering
to
device.
get yourself like cut out outside influence and
like having
Yeah.
like a comfort blanket or like
Yeah.
a worry stone. You have
That's
this like the last one I played the
delightful.
Celestial and it was just a hoodie.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is definitely doable. It also can be a metaphorical cloak. Now, the thing with gifts is they all have to be things that could be taken away from you or disabled in some way. That's the point of gifts versus moves is they can be plot points, right?
If the wisdom is more like insight, could it? I'm maybe also thinking something that's more like you can see people's heart rates. Like you can read their body language, almost not like a Tony Stark AI vibe, but like the glasses, where
Right.
you just are able to have access to Google in your hoodie.
Yeah,
But-
like capital I insight. It also could help, like if you're trying to like get a room going,
You can see the heart rate of every single person in that room.
right?
Yeah.
Or could I know their streaming habits?
Yeah. Ooh, that
Surveillance kind of. It's
Yeah,
like a
that's
game
more
brought
of a-
to you by a VPN.
More of a knowledge than wisdom,
Oh,
though.
okay.
But it's the like knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit, wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. You can have all the knowledge in the world, being able to turn it into something else. So being able to kind of look at the input data and focus it into usable data is such a different thing.
So
right?
less what they watch, more like what they like, kind of the algorithm
Right.
of
Yeah.
what they would enjoy.
More of what they want.
Yeah.
Oh, I do like that theme, though. Yeah, so that combination of the anticipation of trying to, because also the Celestial is all about that, like, future telling and anticipation. Yeah, I think if we're talking about the insight of what people want that has been collated from all of their back data, but your lens on it is this, like, I know what you're going to order before you look it up. That type of vibe is definitely doable.
Yeah.
Sort of like how, like, targeted ads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are the targeted ad.
Oof.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody. That's sweet.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, that is very viable. I like that. Okay, so we also have your cloak.
Yep.
Okay, Micah.
I just added animal form. Harmless is listed, which is fine.
Okay.
I think
Can you turn into lots of different animals, or do you have like a go-to?
I think Micah can do any animal, and it is a party trick she does when she gets a little drunk.
Yeah.
Just amongst like other demigods, but it is like, okay, come up with an animal. I got this.
Yeah.
Everyone else thinks you're just really good at animal impressions.
Yeah, it's like it's that. Like she's been working on like mythical creatures, and it does it like she can get like chimera where they're all pieces of other animals. She can't get person plus animal. Like she hasn't figured out like because she can't turn into other people, only animals.
Right.
Because that's a different skill.
Yep.
But also it's like truly never used for anything that would be useful. It is for like
Well, there are lots of uses. It's just not useful in combat.
yeah, it's not a combat thing.
It's so good for doing little bits, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely more of like traveling is easier when you're smaller. She does if you every once in a while the sirens like she will like go over to where the sirens hang out and just like roll on their clothes and just like no.
Where did all this hair come from?
Where did all this hair come from? There are like 4 other animals here. Could not be me. Just in case, just every once in a while to show them who's boss. Normal things.
Just marking your territory.
Yeah, and she's really, really fond of like showing up at like Starbucks and getting pup cups
That's lovely.
for no reason.
Yep. I'm on board with this.
But yeah, she mostly just likes the access that being an animal lets her have,
Yep.
which is most of her abilities set. Prestidigitation, no idea what that does. Looked fun to have. In D&D, it's razzle dazzle / like whatever the heck you feel like having at the time.
It is exactly that. It's extremely minor, like cosmetically useful magical effects.
Yeah.
Right? So it can be a distraction. It could be like actually heating up your food or, cleaning a piece of clothing. Minor mendings, like your pen is broken, right? Like that kind of stuff.
I might switch it out for magical resistance only because I'm looking, if we get another advancement, to take something from the arcane book and actually get magic, because that would make Micah unbearable.
So what would it mean to you to be magically resistant? Like what?
I think
magically delicious.
so like following the Monkey King stuff, he is born of he was hatched from a stone. And so I think Micah kind of has like stone skin a little bit.
Okay.
Or that's what it looks like in like the lens of the world of the demigods. But it's more of a like, I remember you were glue.
Sure.
So like, it just, she's just sort of like, if someone was trying to scry on her or if someone was trying to sway her in a particular direction, I don't know if any of us took the things that let you sway other people on the team.
That's mostly not an option,
Yeah.
right? Like you can make your case to the team members, but your magic powers pretty much don't work on each other.
Yeah. It's very hard to get Micah to do anything she didn't plan on doing.
Wait, would your magical resistance be the unearned confidence of a middle-aged white man?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is the audacity. I do
so
have
good.
it.
Okay, that actually makes sense to me.
Yeah, I might do that instead of prestidigitation.
Strong
I think
vibe.
it's more appropriate. It's
Yeah,
very
it's that like I disbelieve that what you're doing can affect me.
yeah.
Okay.
It's truly like the nope
Yeah.
Like, that, no.
This doesn't apply to me.
Doesn't apply. I understand that there was a speed limit. However,
I also love maybe something like the kind of cartoon idea. So instead of someone points a magical equivalent of a gun at you and they shoot it and then you
bang
flag
flag.
them.
says
Yeah.
bang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very much a like. It's kind of a divine. It's sort of a divine cartoon energy. Sort of like. She just. I choose not to do that today.
Sure.
Someone casts
Yeah.
fireball on you and then you have a shot of the drink.
Yeah,
Right.
excellent. Yeah, it
Yeah.
really does that
Thank
genie
you.
thing.
Gross, but I did it.
I like fireball.
I do too. Actually, I'm
It's
unapologetic.
It's like candy.
Yeah, because it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put on my enemy of fun hat for just a second. I just want to point out that it is now 7:15.
I know what time it is.
Okay, and we haven't actually played.
How dare you? We've been playing the whole time.
Right, I know. I'm just saying, like, we
This
weren't
is the
supposed
game.
to have a full session 0.
It's
is
not
what
a
you
session
said.
0.
Okay, just checking.
We did session 0. This is after that.
Oh, okay.
We
Session
couldn't
0
be
after
doing this
party.
if we hadn't had that session 0.
Mm-hmm.
Just
That's
bring
the
it
vibe.
to everyone's attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got
But
it.
yeah, that's the vibe of it. It's very like we already had session 0.
Yep. Okay.
So yeah, it's magical resistance. Puzzle device, I'll figure out later. Silver tongue, we've already discussed, which is it's her ability to. It's the audacity. I can.
Those
talk
are your
anyway.
moves, right?
No, those are. So I have an extra move, and I took an extra from my.
Oh,
advantage.
I see. Okay.
So
cool.
yeah.
Cool.
Puzzle device, I'll figure it out. I think it's also one of those things where it changes based on who's looking at it.
Yeah, it should.
But yeah.
Okay. Cool. Now, Taya, you have Steed.
Yes, my gifts are I have Cloak of Obscurement,
Mm-hmm.
Epic Steed, which is the motorcycle with a bit of a buff from Beastmaster, and Book of the Dead.
Okay. Steed, Cloak. What was it? Animal.
Epic Steed, Cloak of Obscurement, and Book of the Dead.
Oh, Book of the Dead. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what does your Book of the Dead look like?
I did want to go in on the tattooed vibe for
Okay.
Teo. I think that is important. So his Book of the Dead is a book that he has on his hands that he can flip through.
Oh, so you like open your hands?
I open
and-
my hands and
Hell
the book
yes.
is there.
Okay.
Hell yes.
Now, is your book, is it knowledge about everyone who's ever died? Is it a way to communicate with people who have died? What do you use it for?
I think it's less names of people who have died and more kind of a lens into death. So it's standing over someone, you open the book, you can see what their thoughts are.
Oh, okay.
It's how he gets his signals about how people are going to die. So at
Okay.
any moment, information about death, but more specifically like premonitions, all that comes
So
from
much
the
more
book.
current
Much more
than
current.
than like historical.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But I think also standing over a grave, getting information about the skeleton.
Okay.
So yeah.
I like
kind of
that.
vibe. He also, just a little detail, but he does have the best of 7 move. So he's also got some like dice and some cards and stuff on the arms that he can pull off and use for contests.
That is so cool.
Thank you. And the Cloak of Obscurement, he is more of a sneak around than fight kind of person. So motorcycle jacket and helmet.
Sure.
Puts those on, is just able to slip
Fade
pretty
into the
easily.
background. Okay, great. So, I feel like we have a really good image of what the last year looked like. We had our European tour in the winter. We had South America in the spring before it got too hot and humid. Came back in the summer to prep and just get ready for the September thing. You probably had some little shows in the summer.
Probably an Asian tour.
I don't know if we have time for that.
We're planning on it though.
Yeah, that's after this.
Yeah. After we win.
Yeah. But during the summer, you also were called into Hollywood to do some of those like promo, like the ads for the Battle of the Bands and interviews, and like you're starting to do that circuit. You also have been picked up by, let's see. No, CA doesn't cover music acts. I don't know. I think like you would have gotten music representation by like a well-known music rep who has an arm that most people in the company don't know about that is like the supernatural rep. And
Oh, okay.
they make sure everyone's taken care of and like, okay, here's what you need to do. And like, oh, you accidentally ate somebody. Okay, I'll take care of it. And, you know, they deal with a lot of different kinds of bands. And so,
Yeah.
they're, you know, they make a lot of deals. Okay, so the thing I want to get through today, well, let's check my notes. I'm organized. Look at me go.
Amazing.
Yeah. just let me pretend. We're all playing pretend here, including the
Including-
heralds.
yeah.
Do we have a name for the tour bus yet?
Oh,
feel
this
like
is
we need
important.
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the spindle. We should get some information about the spindle here.
Yes. I don't know. Maybe we should play for a little bit and see what its personality
That's fine.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Cool.
we have a name, but we don't stay at it. Like we'll figure it out when it
Yeah.
goes. And we've been calling it that the whole time.
Yeah.
Keep doing the get to the chopper and no one thinks it's funny.
Yeah. Okay. So in our return to the States, and we're just gonna have you in Hollywood for a bit, where you're like meeting people, doing interviews. There's a whole circuit of stuff you have to do. And in some of the big area, like there are some popular concert venues where people from the Battle of the Bands are playing, right? People are playing the Coliseum. There's like all kinds of big shows happening, but there's a few of the bands who have found the like underground places, right? Those like grittier indie venues that it sounds like you guys would be more drawn to. I mean, obviously you'd like to slay the Coliseum, but
I don't want to go there till we will slay it. Like
right,
yeah.
right. Right now, everyone's just doing exhibition events.
Yeah.
You know, but the actual fan base is in these like grittier, you know, like hole in the wall kind of, you know, 400 or 500 people audience, you know, that kind of stuff.
Plus, it plays into our tactic of being kind of like the dark horse and
Right.
like no one's gonna expect us.
Sure. Yeah. We're such underdogs. We're just four deities.
Well, at least you can see us without paying, $400 a ticket.
Yeah. Yeah. They're accessible. They're so grounded. Okay. So we've got a show for you tonight. You are going on stage. You are actually not opening for, there are several bands opening for you, just local acts that are not part of the Battle of the Bands. You have your own green room. You don't have to interact with those other bands if you don't want to, even for this small place, right? The other bands have there's a section where the openers go, and there's this little green room for the four of you. There's like just enough for the four of you. Like the sirens are probably in the bus, you know? Does your steed have a name?
Yes, Ocho.
Ocho, right, yes.
Ucho, sorry.
Ocho's probably, or what is it?
Ucho.
Ucho is probably still in, well, doesn't have to be in the trailer because you're probably riding around Hollywood.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know how much, you guys probably aren't driving your bus from meeting to meeting, right? You're here and you're taking Ubers and stuff.
It's
or
not like a full
rentals.
bus. It's more of a
Oh, I was
smaller...
picturing tour bus.
Oh, like a full bus?
I mean, we can afford it. With,
It's a small tour bus. That's
Small tour bus.
It's a modest tour bus.
and yeah.
Yeah. Because I imagine you had a European style bus when you were going through Europe and
Gotcha.
whatever was local
And
there.
it changes to adjust.
But now that you're back home, you've got your bus, right? Like you're, a lot of stuff's moved in there. Does anyone live in the bus? Like, even though we're here in Hollywood now?
I think since we've been on tour, haven't bothered to rent anything. So my stuff's in the bus.
To re-Tinder anything?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the problem, right? Because we're here too long.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to dry up. Or just be
I don't
worn
want
out.
to, I was like, I don't want to fake early. I don't want to, lead somebody on.
Right.
So,
Right.
my stuff's in there, and, I've been crashing with friends and stuff and just doing the rounds,
Sure.
seeing family. But, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, once you get, if you got face-to-face with, an Airbnb host and could use Silver Tongue,
Yeah.
there's a lot of mileage you could get out of that engagement.
Yeah.
So that's totally up to you how you want to play that.
Yeah. There's a P.O. box, so I can get mail.
Sure.
But no, it's one of those, does anyone know where Micah lives?
Okay. Does anybody else live on the bus? there's room. Just
Mhm.
fold down cots if you don't care, but it's not comfy.
I feel like I don't know if do the sirens like live on the mortal plane, or do they only come when we?
No, they're here all the time.
Okay.
But they also, like, if they're not, like, and they show up to gigs on time, right? They're always, like, never late.
Yeah.
Right? But I think they do kind of, like, fuck off when they're not on duty.
Okay.
And it's kind of like, maybe we don't want to ask too many questions.
I feel
We don't feed them every day. They just kind of take care of their own problems sometimes.
free range.
It's like a whole,
Free-range
side, like, spin-off show that I want to see now, like free-range sirens.
That's like in the 90s where they had all those cow mutilations.
Yeah.
That's good.
I feel like when we're at gigs, like we keep them on the bus as much as possible.
Yeah.
Like especially when there's all these other little bands around, because there's happen where it's like, where's our guitar? He's usually really reliable. Oh. So we try and like keep them in the bus as long as possible.
I think Teo is California West Coast local.
Okay.
He volunteers at like veterinary hospitals,
Yeah.
kind of thing,
Cool.
making sure that animals like pass
Yeah.
peacefully.
Okay. That's
He's a
sweet.
pretty sweet guy besides the heavy metal vibe.
Yeah.
And
You know what? Most of the heavy metal people I know are that.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly, sweet folk.
yeah.
And he maybe had some like college roommates who always have a space for him to stay over. So not his own
Okay.
place because he travels around with the band a lot, but always a place to sleep.
Okay. I like that. Yeah. All right. So then no one's living on the bus, but we are, and we probably don't have the bus at this location. But there is, you've got this little green room. You can hear, the other bands are pretty much, pretty generic kind of local California metal, out there, and the crowd's loving it, whatever. You're supposed to go on soon, right? So they're winding up their set, and you're here. This one was arranged by one of the studios, right? So there are going to be cameras out there. It's probably live streamed. So there's that.
I would say definitely. I think that's the thing Anders does.
Okay, like that's part of his requirement is that we live stream it.
Or
Okay.
like he has people set up cameras like around the venue. So like there's constant like camera switching. So people
Nice.
can watch it.
All the best angles.
What's Anders' stream channel named?
Bork.
Bork. Yeah, Borkcore.
Yeah.
Porkcore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I change my cloak of wisdom to like Google glasses?
Yeah, but the Google Glass looked really silly.
Yeah, but he can make it look weird.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but
As long
like
as if they're smart glasses, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just not Google Glass
Oh, okay.
because it looked dumb.
There's like those new Ray-Bans that have like
Yeah.
Fine. I have no problem with those. And yours are actually like high tech, cool shit. Like,
Yeah.
Love it.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Cool. So we're in this small green room together, getting
Right.
ready.
Yep. And there is a bit of a ruckus from the other green room that the other two bands were sharing. There should only be one band in there right now because you could hear one of them is on stage. But as you're like, well, that was a weird noise. The sirens are not in the green room with you right now. And that could be problematic.
Oh no.
But you hear some like wall slams that no one's gonna notice because this band's like killing it out there,
Yeah.
right? Somebody might be killing it back here too.
Yeah. We all kind of like, I'm gonna like kind of look at it around the room like,
Don't look at me.
They're yours.
My job is clean up, not.
she's gonna like pull up her sleeves,
Huh?
like kind of crack her back. All right.
So you go down in the hallway to go to the other door, and you can see the fire door to the alley, which I guess we have alleys in this version of Hollywood. Why not? I've shared this great. Never mind.
Yeah.
You see, like the fire door is blocked open, and you can see the three sirens out there, like smoking and just like in these like languid poses. There's like a weird perfect spotlight on the like door light. So like whatever's happening in this green room is
It's not them.
not the sirens. They're just having a smoke break back there. So
I'm gonna like walk back down the hall and like in the door. Is it still or is it quiet now?
it's gotten quiet.
Is everything all right in there?
I'm gonna ask you to roll judgment. Right. This is not pierce the veil because you didn't ask to do it.
No.
And because I am asking you to roll, a 6- is not devastating. But what is your judgment total?
12
12 is very good.
with 0 judgment.
Okay.
Nice.
First roll of the game, and I got doubles.
Hell yeah.
Oh, and double. So mark a thread. Oh yeah. For Alex, if you hadn't noticed,
Yeah.
there are rolling doubles or doing something we all agree is epic will always get you a thread.
Gotcha.
And then there are 4 hooks on there that are unique to your playbook. And if you trigger those at any point during the session, just let me know and take a thread for it.
All right.
And you can do each one of those every session. So next week you can wipe it clean and start over.
Sounds good.
It's what I'm bribing you to do with your playbook. Is those things. So, you hear. So I was gonna say you don't hear anything when you knock, but what you hear is the cessation, the ceasing of activity.
Oh.
Right? You hear like, shh, and somebody is like you can feel them hoping you're gonna go away.
I'm familiar.
There's a tap on your shoulder.
What do we do?
I mean,
I'm like 2 seconds away from turning into a cockroach and going under the door. Like,
It's actually really good. You should do that.
I say less, and I think immediately just whoop. It's for camera because I feel like saying this. It's one of those like it cuts to you to say like you should do that, and you cut back and already a
You're already there. Okay.
Like it is. That's how when Micah changes. It's just whenever you guys aren't looking.
Yeah.
Saves budget. But yeah, just cockroach form under the door.
Okay.
I assume there's a gap.
Yeah. The
Yes.
the scene is gory. Okay? Immediately. There is blood spatter on the wall. And again, real quick, just reminder, we have our X cards. If anybody has like body horror stuff, feel
body
free
horror.
to jump in. Because we have our safety tools, I always feel free to like push a little, and then if I need to clean it up, I can. But they're gonna need the blood spatter expert to come down here. You thought there should only be 3 people in here. It seems like there's more blood than that. But as you go under the door, you're like, wow, and then there's nobody in here. And then you realize there is like somebody standing with their back against the wall next to the door. And it looks kind of like, I don't want this to be comical, but like the best, did you ever see any of the like Lou Ferrigno Hulk series?
I have seen gifs of it. Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, so when he turns into the Hulk, he just has these like ripped pants and shirt, and he turns back and he just has these ripped clothes on. You see this person, he's looks like a guy. He's got a like kind of a short beard, brown hair, white guy, and a lot of like chains and stuff and like pendants, and there's like at least 7 different religious symbols on his chains there. Rings and like black jeans, but the toes of his docks are all ripped out, and the like thighs of his pants are all ripped, but he's like, there's no reason for them to be ripped. He is a normal human-sized man in this like weirdly ripped clothing. And it's hard to totally get his impression because you're like way down here at the bottom of the floor, but he is like frozen against the wall, and his body language is just like waiting.
Does he look scared or anything, or does he just look? I mean, whatever. Have to roll.
Here, I want you to roll Pierce the Veil.
Okay, absolutely.
Because this is not a mortal.
Absolutely.
Spoiler.
I think that is the
No.
first thing I would do. Like, this is not a new form for us. Is like, you go in and not the least squishable form you can come up with. Oh God, don't fuck me. I know.
That's like such an appropriate phrase for this game.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
god?
We did it.
What do we got over there? I can't see your dice.
I know you can't.
You can lie.
That's great.
Lie to me, baby.
I want to know if I'm trying to remember what I add with Pierce the Veil.
Judgment.
God.
Did I have our 2 0 judgments go roll judgment first?
Yeah,
Yes.
no, it's not a 0 judgment. It's -1.
Sweet. So what do you
Yeah,
got?
so that's a
Perfect.
3.
Okay. So
by rolling 12, I won, right?
Yep.
You
Okay,
did.
okay.
Yeah.
Just check.
I'm gonna get squished.
Yeah. Mark 1 winning XP.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just
And
make
it's
a
not even-
section for it.
I
on there.
did already.
Yeah.
It's not even doubles, so I don't even get the consolation prize of
No.
oh, you failed. Here you go.
How would
Take
you
it.
get 3 with doubles?
Well, with the -1,
Yeah.
it could
Oh,
have
okay,
been
with the
Q2
minus
minus
one.
1.
True, that's not what happened.
Don't
but it
help
should
her,
have been.
Jason.
She's not
I'm a
gonna in
supportive
second.
GM.
Okay, okay.
Heralds are a fan of their players.
Yeah, remember that when you come up with the next thing.
Okay, so the nice thing about Pierce the Veil, where is my basic move sheet? Jesus
I
Christ.
think you gave it to me.
No, I have a bunch of them.
Oh, okay.
Here it is. With Pierce the Veil, you still get to ask one of these questions. And you feel free to jimmy it around a little bit to fit the situation. But because you have a 6-, I am guaranteeing you it will not be an answer you like.
Okay, cool.
Like what might have been kind of a cool answer, I am shifting it to be worse.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, what happened here? Which is a pretty good. I mean, what I can see is, a Jackson Pollock.
Yep.
I assume this guy did it. Who the fuck is this guy? And why is he here? I get the one question, so answer whichever one of those are.
Well, I want you to pick a question. I will give you a little bit more before you decide what your question is. He is covered in blood.
Yes.
His beard, his hair, he's kind of shaggy, a little bit longer hair than Alex has in real life, if anyone's watching on camera. So, it's almost that chin length 90s mushroom cut that a lot of us guys had. I had.
I thought about it.
But yeah, but the boy cut.
Yeah.
Yours is a feminine cut.
The sleek bob versus the shat.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm intentionally not giving you anything about his demeanor because I'm leaving that to the dice roll. But he is covered in blood. He is not panting. It doesn't seem like he's in a panic, but you don't know if he's sad or mad or happy. I'm going to wait to get your actual question to give you that. But physical evidence, there are 3 dead bodies in the room.
I think I know what happened here.
Yeah.
I'm 99.9% sure what happened. I don't know why yet. We do know what. I'm torn between who the fuck are you and why the fuck did you do it? And I'm gonna go with who, because who will teach why if we can do if roles will be successful later.
Okay, so you want who was responsible for this person, place, or thing?
Not the murder. Who is responsible for the murderer?
Okay,
Yeah.
great. I understand exactly what that question is.
Who sent you?
So, now let's see. Why can I not hold this in my head? Your pantheon is...
Kind of the heavenly bureaucracy, which is Chinese.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes, because there are several versions of a Monkey King, but yes,
Yeah.
that's fine. Okay, so the person who's responsible for this is let's see. It's a little bit esoteric, but and also for folks who, if you haven't played pbta before, dear listener, I am obligated to give honest answers, right? As an NPC, I might lie to you, but when you ask these questions, my answers are true and honest. Guaranteed. You might not like the answer, and I guarantee you won't like this answer.
Absolutely.
Right.
I'm prepared to be disappointed.
Okay. So, do you know the song Werewolf in London?
I know. I think I do, but I could be wrong.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the melody, that song plays in the back of your head as you feel yourself plugging into the weave and what is true about this situation.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the Monkey King's almost delighted giggle, which is terrifying.
Also
He
terrifying.
is such a chaos demon. But then you just know he helped you get this information, right? Reached into your reality and said, guess what? It's a werewolf. But it's not any werewolf. It's the concept of the werewolf in media.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, it is the Werewolf in London song, the old movies, like that whole
American
vibe.
Werewolf in everywhere.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Cool. They like cockroach troop back out under the door. Just
Back
like,
out.
nope.
Homer cockroach through the hedge.
Yeah.
And like, just as you guys like, just as like it's been quiet for far too long. Micah just is behind you.
Mm.
Yeah, no, super quiet. So nobody freak out.
Now, are you trying to communicate quietly as
Yeah,
well? Okay.
I think-
I know we can't whisper because we're on microphone, but
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I understand the scene.
I think she briefly considers like not talking and kind of like realizes she doesn't know sign language.
You're going like,
Yeah,
like making finger claws, and you're like, nope, this isn't gonna do it.
Like one word. Wait, hyphenate. And I like pull out my phone and I write, is werewolf hyphenated?
No, it's all one word.
Oh, okay. That's what's there.
Okay. Where?
And I like literally outline the door
I'm gonna go ahead and take a hard move.
Okay.
Nice.
because we're making any noise.
No, just the kind of amount of time, and he already knew someone was at the door,
That's true.
We did
right?
We did not.
Yeah. So I'm actually just going to. I won't inflict harm. I'm going to trade harm with you. I think,
Okay.
Bella, because you were the one at the door, kind of trying to figure out what to do. He literally comes through the door, like the door splinters outwards, and he's no longer the like dude with the beard. It is a like straight up Wolfman like movie werewolf.
It is
okay?
where, and I go, and it
Yeah.
explodes through the door.
It's a werewolf.
There.
And we are talking like 7 feet tall, just like long claws and teeth and the like extended snout and the yellow eyes and but otherwise kind of like the coloring of a red wolf, like that kind of rusty fur coloring, all that kind of thing. And it is just leaping for your throat.
Okay.
All right. So he is going to trade harm with you. He does 4 harm.
Okay.
And what is your... Do you have an epic weapon or...
Yeah, I have my epic weapon and my axe.
Okay, so you also deal 4 harm.
Okay.
Do you have epic armor or shield?
No.
Okay, neither does he, so you both take 4 harm.
Okay, excellent.
That's an ugly spot to be in, because that puts you into the red. And unfortunately, I need to ask you to roll take grievous harm.
Okay.
And roll low on this one, though.
Yeah.
He just looked at me again.
7.
So, like Clara did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Show you how to do it.
But you have to add the 4 harm you just took.
Oh, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
That's as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it could go one worse.
Well, it's a 10 plus
I know, I'm just kidding.
on grievous harm.
But technically, I'm
So, what would you like to pick? Or I could choose for you if you like.
right.
There are 4 really good options here.
I'm sorry, where are those?
On the basic moves.
Grievous harm, sorry.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I was working with Kurt on the layout of this. He's like, what if we put grievous harm right across from smite your enemies? I was
It's
like,
very smart.
Smart.
fucking Kurt.
Very helpful.
Kurt's very good at this.
Y'all, if you haven't looked up Lighthearted, Kurt Potts and Katie Potts, authors for Lighthearted, fantastic game. He also did all the layout for Demigods. He's a wizard. He's a wizard. Like, there's no other word for it. So, anyway.
So where it says the gifts are unusable for a scene, can I still use my moves?
Yes.
If they don't, okay. I'm
Just
gonna take
all
that
of
one.
your gifts, though, is what that implies.
Yeah, I'm
So-
gonna take that.
Okay, so your axe flies out of your hands. What are your other gifts again?
Divine might and sigil of command.
Okay, so you're weakened, and your sigil you left in the other room, let's say.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Which I love. I love that the sirens are standing at the fire door watching this happen, but you don't have your sigil with you.
Yeah.
And they don't have to do shit.
Yeah. They're just like,
She didn't tell us to do anything.
Yeah.
Like when your mom is asking about it later, it's
Yeah.
like, she didn't ask us for help.
yeah, she could have just asked. We would have helped.
We wished she did ask.
Yeah.
It was awkward for us, frankly, but we didn't want to interrupt.
Yep.
It would be disrespectful.
Yeah.
This is something she has to do for herself. No, it really isn't. Okay, so your gifts are dead for the scene. You both take 4 harm. You're pretty cut up, right? When you get into that red zone, like you are genuinely injured. So we've got slashes. These claws have dug into you, and he's like kind of pinned you against the opposite wall, and it's just like fighting, right? Like this just back and forth. The two of you are struggling.
Bella,
Sorry, go.
this is not the way.
I'm open to suggestions.
This is the way you go. And I would love to try and pull the werewolf's legs out from under him.
Okay.
I do have a move that is Whirlwind. You may choose to roll with Judgment instead of Prowess to smite your enemies, but this will incur collateral damage.
Right. So we are in a hallway fight scene.
Yeah.
I love Marvel, so like, um,
Hold on, we're collateral.
yeah. It will, like, something you don't want to get damaged will get damaged. But that's totally. And also, just so you know, if you have that whirlwind, you don't have to use whirlwind, right?
Gotcha.
Like you could do a regular smite your enemies, or you could go like, actually, I really want to roll judgment instead of prowess. I will put up with
Definitely
the.
happy to roll the Judgment.
Okay, so we will have
Okay.
some collateral damage.
Okay, that is 7.
Okay, 7, and that is still your smite your enemies roll.
Yes.
So you get to pick one thing, and it sounds like rather than exchange harm, you want to either make an opening,
Yes.
perhaps.
I'm gonna make an opening.
Okay, so you knock out the werewolf's balance,
Yeah.
manage to like stay out of the way of its slashing claws too, but you will have we want Kimi to have a +1.
It's to an ally who smites that enemy. So anyone making an opening for anyone.
Yeah, so
basically.
whoever chooses to smite the werewolf will have a +1 to their next roll. Okay. Either of you like to do something?
Do you want to go?
Do you have anything we want to do first?
Hit it with my laptop.
Is that a weapon of any kind, or
A laptop.
just a thing you have with
Yeah.
you? Okay.
You can get another one.
I love that you like kind of came out into the hallway to see what's up, and you
I'm
just,
sure he was like typing up some
yeah,
beats.
and you just like picked up the laptop to come
Yeah.
with you, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. So it'll do 2 harm. Most weapons do 2 harm.
What kind of laptop is it?
It's obviously a Apple.
That's
Oh, okay,
hefty.
that's brushed aluminum. So yeah,
Too
That's
long.
why I asked.
Yeah.
too bad it's not silver plated.
So,
Wow.
that's good.
Am I taking the +1? Because
Yeah.
I got doubles.
Oh.
Okay, doubles of what though?
1.
Oh no, Kimmy, you did curse the game.
I did. I didn't mean
We
to.
did it. I'm so
you,
good at PBTA.
So you took a thread.
Mhm.
All right, and you know, if it wasn't Snake Eyes, I would say you could leave the +1 for the next person, but I think we're going to
Okay.
use
Yeah.
it up because you
Yeah.
tried to wade into the fight and made it worse.
Oh my god.
Right?
Just reinforcing Bella's
Yeah.
stereotype.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take the hard move and actually inflict harm on you.
Okay.
But because you're not his main target, he's going to do 2 harm instead of 4 harm. So he basically just straight arms you away. Like you go to swing the laptop in, and you see the disdain on this werewolf's face. Just shove, and you go flying down the hallway. I think you land near the sirens, and like one of them like gets out of the way of like, ew, ew, gross, David, ew, David,
Rude.
no.
So I have epic armor. Do I still take the 2?
Oh no, you don't. That soaks
Okay.
it. Yep. What does your armor look like? Sorry, this spider web is bothering me.
Okay.
No doubt. Let me think about that.
Okay.
I think it looks like kind of like a pinpoint barrier system coming out of the glasses.
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So that humps into place, and it's probably contributes to you being thrown so
Right.
far down because it completely reduces the damage. And yeah, you like slide on your back to, like next to the sirens, and they're just like step away from you. Okay, so Kimmy, let's get back to you.
Did that distract the werewolf for just a second so I could like grab something?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna use my polyamory,
Okay.
which means anything is a deadly weapon in my hands.
Yep.
So I feel like I grab
One of my proudest moments.
it's so good.
Good ass move.
I feel like there's just like a mic stand with like a heavy ass bass.
Oh, sure.
on it.
Yeah, just sitting out here. for
Yeah,
sure.
like 'cause,
And he
like
broke
Yeah.
through the door.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's just like I just like while he's turned and pushing your character, I just like grab the grab this mic stand and like the heavy end and just like swing it like a mace.
Sure. Okay, well, let's roll smite your enemies then.
Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
Nice.
So it sounds like you want to exchange harm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, you may want to consider that because we know he does 4 harm,
That's true.
right? And if you take 4 harm again,
Can
you're...
I help?
Well, the best you can do with Provide Aid is a +2, which would
Okay,
take
well,
it to a 9.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, this is like the one situation that it's like her fate is sealed, right?
You weren't doing
What
anything today,
does-
right, Teo?
So hold on. So,
Let me look at the list for a second.
yeah, if you want to pick something else from the list, then
yeah.
you don't have to exchange harm. But also, if you do want to exchange harm and you have some threads, we could try to soak some of the damage that comes in.
Okay.
If you have at least 2 threads, you could soak 2 of the damage, only take 2, go to 6 harm, and not be dead.
Okay, I'm actually gonna wait on that because I feel like that might be what I have to do next time. Take something from my enemy.
Okay.
So can I, instead of like exchanging harm, can I, well, I mean, it still causes damage technically, but maybe I just, let me think about it for a second.
Okay.
Maybe I just like, I was trying to take his like eyesight away from him. Like not, I don't know, I guess. I can't do anything.
That would be more like gain an advantageous position,
Okay.
which you can if you want.
See, I'm trying to set someone else up.
Oh,
to
that
have
would
a
be
good-
make an opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then let me do that then.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make an opening for whoever tries next because I know I'm not gonna hit super hard with this thing.
Sure.
So maybe while I'm doing that, like,
Maybe this thing like throws him off balance because it's so heavy.
Yeah,
Right. It doesn't
or-
really injure him, but
or maybe I just like he sees stars a little bit.
Sure.
Or something.
Werewolves are known for their keen senses, so if you slam a mic stand into the door frame,
boop him in the
yeah.
nose,
Yeah.
boop him in the snoot.
Okay, I have a point of order.
Yeah.
What does silver do to werewolves?
In this universe.
This is
Here's the better question. What does Micah think Silver does to werewolves?
well, this is gonna get weird, and I'm so sorry.
are you going to lick him?
Yes,
This is the best day of
I
my
have a
life.
silver fucking tongue.
Perfect twist on words.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't know that's what it was for.
So my question.
Your entire design life has led up to this moment.
So my question.
I
for
can
you-
retire.
Yeah.
I've acquired the brass ring.
All right, guys, session's over. We're done with the campaign.
We did it,
Yep.
kids. So my question for you is, I guess, can I be metaphorical or do I have to lick the werewolf?
I mean, if you want to use it to speak to the werewolf, we can use it in a very traditional way. If you, I would need you to bite and or lick the werewolf. It has some open wounds, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that a tongue is a great stabbing weapon. Words hurt.
Words hurt.
Tongues less so.
Okay.
Choose your words carefully.
That's the problem here is there's a way that we can do this that's kind of cool, and then there's a way that I conceived it before I realized that I could have probably used my words.
Mm-hmm.
Because my animal form is harmless,
Mm-hmm.
which means I can't actually, like, smite my enemies with
Right.
it. However, I'm probably fairly quick.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the animal, sure.
The hope would be to provide an opening for somebody else,
Sure.
or,
Well, quickness is also a function of prowess.
yeah.
So what's your prowess like?
No, it's 0.
Okay, so not particularly agile then.
So I'm going to do a dumb, and we're just going to do it, and we're going to figure out what happens later, because
I already love it. What are we doing?
Jason's world has been leading up to this,
Yeah.
which is I'm going to use I'm going to smite my enemies.
Yeah?
I'm going to use what's that over there, which allows me to roll awe instead of prowess.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a +2.
Yep.
And now I kind of wish I had taken mimicry because I could have turned into a werewolf for this.
Sure. So
Not
what is
beyond
the
that.
nature of your distraction for what's that over there?
I know he's stunned.
Yeah, he's a little off balance.
I can get close, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna make out with the werewolf.
Yeah.
Just face on face.
Was not expecting that. Okay. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I
fine with
assume it
this.
burns. Might just try to look him in the eye. Anyway.
Okay, so here's my deal for you. Is awe or weird better for you?
Both they're even. I took
Okay.
2 and I bumped my awe.
Okay, so I'm going to let you choose what to do here. Either you can do smite your enemies with awe, or you could do bend fate.
I'm gonna bend.
Okay?
It's probably more.
So look at the
appropriate.
options for bend fate real quick. Make sure you like the boons there. The thing with bend fate is it will come with a cost, a bane, no matter how well you roll. Magic has costs.
Absolutely.
So the smite your enemies, you might have a chance to get out scot-free, depending on the situation. Fate might have different options, but it's guaranteed to have a cost.
I'm terrified that I'm gonna roll so bad on Smite Your Enemies, it's going to hurt all of us again.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, bend fate definitely has a different outcome.
so
tree.
I think Bend Fate is technically going to be safer.
Well, and at the root of what you're doing is your gift does something
That
beyond
is
its normal
also
limits.
that.
It's the
Which
boon
is
that
an
you could
excellent
pick.
Same thing, yes.
Yes.
So that's the vibe, and we're just not going to talk about what happened here.
I mean, I'm assuming it's like Gene Simmons' tongue, just like give the werewolf a tongue lashing.
the appropriate tool for the appropriate circumstance.
Okay,
Oh my god.
what could go wrong?
Yeah.
That? What did we get?
I want to talk about it.
Is it doubles?
Truly the same roll as last time. A 1 and a 3.
That's not very good.
It's not.
No.
But that puts you at 6.
It puts me at 6.
Okay,
which
that
is
is helpable.
helpful.
But what I would need is not brute force help, but somebody who understands a little bit about magic to sort of get involved
I mean,
in this way.
certainly when it comes to death, life-threatening situations.
Sure,
Teo is quite comfortable with that.
sure.
Um,
There's a gamification to this.
I'll say this: I am encouraged to try and save lives,
Yeah.
and so I think maybe it's with a flush of jealousy, almost, but also a putting your face near those teeth is dangerous.
Yeah.
That if I try and can I barter for a thread if I try and save Mika's life here?
Is that one of your hooks?
It's one of the in order to gain a thread, save a life.
Bella's life is in more danger right now.
Fair.
1 box away, I think. Or had we not? Oh no, you didn't do the fight.
No. Yeah.
Okay. But let's see how it goes. Let's roll provide aid,
Okay.
and let's. And now, just also so you know, rolling provide aid ties you into her outcome. Okay.
That's
so
fine.
if you roll poorly, you're involved in the bad result now.
That is cool with me. I'm
Okay.
gonna use my bullet dice.
Very confusing time
For
for,
the-
all of us involved.
Yeah. So it
And it's
is
2d6 plus tangles.
plus
What
the
does that
number of tangles you have with her.
Which
So
is 2.
2. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that is 9.
9.
on
Okay.
provide aid.
So you can give her +1 to her roll.
That pushes us to 7,
Yep.
which is negotiable.
Yes.
Okay,
So
then
you get
we'll
a
do
boon
that.
and a bane. Your boon is chosen.
Yep.
What bane do you like?
I think
You could take Fate's Disfavor if you want.
no. I think one of your gifts becomes unusable for the scene. I do think that I do think I'm not going to be able to use that silver tongue again.
Okay. This is a one-shot,
This is a one-shot
opportunity.
situation.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
like, uh-huh.
Yep. Yeah, because I think you're getting in there and it bites your tongue,
Yeah.
right? Like that's part of what's happening. But it's also now bitten into organic silver.
Yeah.
So That's complicated.
And then Teo pulls you back away.
Okay.
That's valid.
This is so gross. I love it.
I'm like, what are you doing? I honestly didn't know.
I love the can we have you two like tumble away, like
Yeah.
fall backwards?
Fall back a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
I'm glad we
You-
set the tone.
Teo pulls her back. The two of you go tumbling back, and the werewolf starts doing this like cat with a hairball. I don't want to do like barf noises because I know that's grosses people out, but like, and that's not really the noise it's making.
It's like a hacking.
Hacking.
Yeah.
And like, it's like somebody with a food allergy,
Yeah.
right? Like their tongue is swelling up, and
Very dry wheezing.
yeah,
I'm like,
and-
where did my tongue
Like
actually
anaphylactic.
go?
yeah, closer to that. And the werewolf is like doubled over and like spitting out blood in the middle of the hallway. And it's kind of just ignoring the four of you at this point. So I'm actually going to. So normally after everyone takes a move, I would probably take a hard move, but I'm going to skip my end of round move, and let's see what happens next. What do you all want to do?
Can Anders pick up the weapon, Bella's weapon, and hit him with the axe, but not get the bonus?
Bella's
Or I don't know
weapon.
how that
Oh, the
works.
axe.
Because he just sees it as something to hit it with, not as like.
Yeah, I mean, but you could, if you're not getting the epic weapon bonus, you might as well punch it. Like an unarmed demigod does 2 harm, and that's what I would
But I
have
kind
you
of
do
want to have
anyway.
him do it for the story because
Oh, okay.
she can see him hitting it with her axe.
Is it okay if he picks up your axe? Because it is magical. It's bound to you.
Oh.
I like the drama of him doing it without
Yeah.
permission. I as
Okay.
a player, am giving you permission.
Okay.
Bella has not given
That's
you permission.
good enough for me.
Yeah.
But I feel like we were fighting and it like skidded off like
Yeah.
to the side. So
Like
it's,
thunked into the wall and
yeah.
I could see him like kind of like sneer at the harpies and then pick up the axe.
Yeah.
And then go running back in like Ash style.
Love it.
All right, sweet. So I didn't get doubles, but I got a 5.
Total?
Yep.
That's not great. Okay.
Did we have any of those making openings for a +1 forward to smiting?
We-
Did
we-
all-
I used it on the last
that's
double
lit.
ones I got.
Okay.
I don't think we did because we went with something other than. Oh, no, you made a +1.
Yes.
Yeah, you
No, but
created
then
a
I
+1.
biffed it. I thought.
Yeah. It got
Oh,
used in
okay.
a failure.
Yeah, so I don't think we did end up with another one of those. Okay. Yeah, this is not good.
Can my axe be damaged?
It's
Not like
really-
irreparably, but like
Like
enough.
it could maybe be scuffed or something.
Okay.
But gifts, I like it's a major plot point if gifts are damaged or stolen or
Okay.
something. Like that's a big deal. I don't.
So I have an idea to make it so like the axe isn't like it's still functional as an axe, but the strings broke.
Oh sure.
So now it's like totally borked for like actually playing the show.
Yeah, and it gives that like horrible like fingernails on strings creak
Yeah.
before it goes pang 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 pang. Like all of that just snaps.
Yeah.
Just like one sad string
Yeah.
left on there. Okay. Oh God. And that was a smite your enemies roll, right?
Yep. We're super good at this game.
I don't have an option here.
We survived the first battle of the bands.
All right. So it's gonna be 4 harm.
I take 2.
Yep. And you're gonna have to roll take grievous harm, but it's only +2 because only 2 of it got through to you.
Hopefully I can roll like I've been rolling. Oh shit.
Roll low. You're supposed to roll low.
Yeah, I got 2 1s as an 11.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh.
that's not great. Okay, that's as bad as it gets.
Nightmare.
What option do you want there?
Wow, that's super good. I'll take 2 more harm.
Okay, and that one ignores armor, as you see.
Do I
so-
make another grievous roll?
No.
Okay.
No, not from that.
Okay.
That doesn't. That would just be an endless chain of disaster.
Kimmy, can I see your ascendance move?
Yes.
What?
No reason, don't ask. It's
Okay. All right. This is amazing. All right. So that was the first turn in the new round, or
Yeah.
whatever we call it. Okay. Anybody else? Well, I kind of want to check in with Bella at this point. Like your axe, I think was flung down the hallway and is like thunked into the wall. But
I'm super angry about the strings. It's a
yep, they're just
pain in the
dangling
ass. Yeah, and
stats.
it's so hard to restring it because
Yep.
it's not really a guitar, so it's like it's very complex. I think I'm going to. Yeah, I think I'm like super pissed. It's just like super angry. I'm gonna let's see.
I just quick response to chat. I had not intended to explore an afterlife story in this. It is a thing demigods can do,
Yeah.
but was not expecting to do that right away.
I think I'm going to. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what would be around on the like backstage area.
Sure. There's yeah, I mean it's this like narrow hallway. It's painted gray. You can see like many layers of gray or black or
Do I get any like armor bonus for like for polyamory for like picking up something as like a shield?
No, that's
okay.
not how it works.
Okay. That's okay. I'm breaking stuff. It's fine.
But if you do smite your enemies and get more than one option, you can choose protect yourself, you know, and that's kind of an on-the-fly option that you have.
Yeah. I think I'm going to grab.
Oh, another thing to consider too, and this goes for everyone, if you're smiting your enemies and you like throw something at a target that doesn't have a ranged attack, it can't exchange harm with you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you throw something at the harpy, she can scream or shoot quills at you or whatever. Throw something at a werewolf, I don't think werewolves have ranged attacks, you know? So,
Not unless you come up with one.
so one option, if you wanted to, like, yank your guitar out of the wall and throw it like an overhand axe throw, you could get an attack in and be out of its range for exchange.
Okay. I feel I was picturing that it went down the hall the opposite way, but I feel I'm gonna take the I'm like a little bit farther away. I feel like I'm gonna like pull the pole out of the mic stand.
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's like the base, so I like twist it and throw it. And I feel like I'm just gonna like
Javelin.
Javelin it?
javelin it straight at him like
Okay.
as hard as I can.
But as a ranged attack.
yeah.
Okay.
Polyamory.
Let's roll smite your
Is
enemies.
there also a flashback at the same time of your mom throwing a javelin in the Olympics?
Oh, yeah. Did you know what she's a gold medalist
Yeah,
in?
it's for swimming.
No.
Okay.
Because it was but no because there's like the sirens are daughters of a river god, so that's like the tie-in. Like
That's lovely.
Nike was like, hey, you know that swimmer you and I love, like why don't you send your daughters to go help her daughter?
Yep.
And he was like, oh, okay, that sounds good.
The equivalent of when your parents your parents' friends bring their kids over to hang
Yeah.
out with you.
Like every Demigods game I played, it's like there's like this weird contentious relationship or like a missing parent. So now I have like the super everybody loves each other and helps each other like pantheon relationship in this campaign.
Love it.
I'm like, I have to break my trope. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I didn't terribly fail.
Okay. So it sounds like you want to exchange harm, which is lucky because it can't throw anything back at you.
Yeah, and it takes 3 harm from polyamory.
Okay. So, 3 harm. It doesn't have armor. It is taken. Let's see. It took 4 from your initial hit. Has anyone else landed a hit?
Not yet.
I hit it.
Oh, your silver did damage. Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I hit it. It just didn't do anything.
Well, yeah.
I lost a tongue piercing in a werewolf.
We have
so
4.
you know,
We had-
things are going well.
I'm applying 2 damage from the silver bite.
Nice.
And then you're doing 3.
3.
Oh, that's it.
Oh.
Yeah. Math.
Woohoo!
So, I was not expecting the fight to take this long, frankly.
Thanks for your vote of confidence.
Yeah, I'm
Really appreciate it.
here we are.
That's what happens when I'm like, I'm gonna lose all my cool stuff, and he's like, okay, cool.
So yeah, you launch this mic stand. It pierces. Now, are you going for a kill shot? Is that the
pissed.
goal? Yeah, okay.
I feel like
Yeah, you pierce it through the heart and it like pins to the wall because you have might, right? Oh, your
It's gone,
gifts are
yeah.
dead. Yeah, okay. Well, it still lands, right? And it slides to the floor, gasps, and you could see it was like already kind of choking because his like throat's swollen and had a big silver chomp, and it expires.
Really, right before the show.
I mean, we had to end it quickly.
And when it reverts to its human form, as all TV werewolves do,
Yes.
you actually recognize it now as one of the stagehands of this venue. Like, not a roadie, but like stagehand of this venue. So it wasn't part of that band that was in there.
Okay.
There's a lot of that band still in there. The other band's still on stage. They're like going for an encore. But I think that's a perfect place to leave it for now.
Okay.
And we'll find out next week what happened.
Okay.
I might have to make a quick trip.
Yeah. There's a dead body in the hallway, a gory green room next to your green room, and all of you are, well, I guess you don't really show the signs of combat on Teo. But you have blood on you, you have blood on you, you have blood on you. Everybody has blood on them, not Teo.
A little black Shiba Inu comes over and starts licking some of the blood off.
It's a dog of
Like,
death right
I
there.
love
yeah,
this dog.
sniffing the werewolf's butt,
Yeah.
you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question for Teo. Do you see the dead? Like when someone dies, do you see like their spirit waiting? Like
Well, the reason that Teo had said right before the show is that you actually see kind of crawling up the shoulder and up his neck this image of a howling wolf appearing as a tattoo on his skin, which won't disappear until he drops it off.
That's very cool.
Cool.
do you? Yeah. Okay. So do you also have the other band members? Like, are they just like standing there in
Yeah,
like a line on?
No,
your
I
floor?
dropped them off.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. That's cool. I love
That's
that.
so cool. Okay.
And do you have the I see dead people move?
I do not. So
Okay.
I wouldn't
fun one.
be able to talk to them or see them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Cool. So I think let's go around, say who you are, what makes you famous. That's Kimmy's line. And we'll start with Alex.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been a delight to be here for the first time. Once again, I'm Alex. I use he, they pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Alder_Mancy. I also work as an art director for Hunters Entertainment, which is currently kickstarting the Alice is Missing expansion.
Massively
Silent
successful,
Falls,
like 3
which-
hours.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Holy
been,
shit.
it was funded in 13 minutes.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So we're very excited about that. Please go check that out. It's super awesome. It's bit.ly/AIM Silent Falls. But I can also be found on Total Party Kiss Saturday mornings at
What?
12:30 EST, which is a great little. I run a queer horror D&D campaign called Strange Hungers, and that's kind of my main thing. So yeah, that's me.
You've
That's awesome.
destroyed Jason's mind.
I can't believe it wasn't taken. But
I can't believe I didn't know about it until right now. I'm disappointed in all of you.
I'm bad at this.
Well, it can't be my fault, so.
Yeah. I'm Clara, she, her. I'm all over the internet as clearly_golden, unless you're into mermaids, in which case mermaid_clarity on Instagram. Oh God, what do I do? I'm here on Sundays and Thursdays? Soon to be Thursdays, playing Demigods and
Savage Worlds.
Savage Worlds.
The game hasn't started yet, so you
Thanks,
you
Bob.
gotta pass.
And then I'm over at Queen's Court Games playing Vampire the Masquerade in their All Night Society podcast, where I play another problem who also can't roll for shit.
Play another problem.
Honestly, we're doing, and tomorrow we are airing another episode of Dying Fields, which is a sort of side story to the All Night Society, where I'm playing Toreador Problem, who also can't roll for shit. So, you know,
I feel like
You have
that's
a
not a
brand.
character thing. I feel that's you, Clara.
I've gotten really good at making excuses as to why I can't do things.
Okay.
It's upsetting. But yes,
That's
that's
so fun to watch, though.
it's fine. I'm fine. But yeah.
Awesome.
My name's Eli, he, him. You don't really want to follow me on the internet. So please go to
Sounds
Blue.
like a threat.
It's not, but I'm boring. So Blue_Troller
Oh, yes.
on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. It's Minerva Fox. She's an amazing artist, has a lot of big things happening. So please go and follow her.
Yeah. Key artist for Demigods cover and a bunch of the interior art.
it's beautiful. It's really neat.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's a wizard.
I'm Kimi, she, her. You can find me at Golden Lasso Girl pretty much everywhere. And gosh, I am here for this game on Sundays for a while. I am currently running the One Ring, our campaign, The Unsung Tales, on Monday nights here, which is fantastic. And I also am here on Friday nights for the advice show. That's right, I do that too. So every Friday at 7:30, you can hear us drink and read emails and give advice about gaming. And I have a game called Starscape that's currently beta testing. So if you're interested, if you like pbta, which if you're watching this, you probably do, it is a game about relationships and feelings in a tin can in space that you can flavor like Star Trek, Firefly, or Farscape. So any of those flavors of messy drama in space, and this game is for you. And I'm very excited about it right now. So yeah.
Excellent. And my name's Jason. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at It's Probably Okay. You can check out my game design website, probablyokgames.com, and find the quick start guide for Demigods, and soon a link to purchase the game. So very excited that that's happening. To close this out here, also, it is very important to acknowledge the moderators in our Twitch chat. We can't do this without you. Thank you so much. Similarly, our moderators on Discord. Go to happyjacks.org/Discord. You can find us there. We love to chit chat. For me personally, at least, do at me in Discord because I have all my notifications turned off because I am overwhelmed. But I like being pulled into a specific conversation. So please don't hesitate. Like if you want to ask me a question or something, at me in the channel there. Thank you to our amazing Patreons. We get to do this without having to have ads every 15 minutes and, having to do paid sponsorships or anything. And like, you know what? I understand why channels do that. It's not shade, but we get to do this totally independently. And we love that. Main reason we get to do that is our generous Patreon. So thank you for being there for that. If you go to happyjacks.org/Patreon, you can join or up your pledge. However you want to participate is great. And we will be back next week. We are weekly with this. I think 5 episodes total, right? So join us next Sunday.
5 p.m.
At the 26th. Sunday the 26th, I think, is how we're doing calendars now, at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And we will, and if you want to catch up on episodes of this, it's happyjacks.org/going platinum or /shows for everything, which is probably just easier to type, honestly. So, okay, I think that's it.
That's great.
So thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.